I try. I think that's what Greg was singing earlier.
What song is that?
Green Day, I don't know what song it is. On my own, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Do we want to bring the camera down? I feel like there's a lot of head.
Yeah, we did kind of talk about that last
Man, it's just so off-centered.
What is
it? It is?
Yeah.
Man, I tried really hard to make it center. What's up, Joey?
What's up?
Like, look, like there's so much more wall on the left side. On our right side.
It's cool.
Oh, you're talking about the camera angle?
There's so much more wall.
Because I feel like
there.
the table is center.
No, the table looks centered.
Okay.
But yeah,
There's way more wall over there.
I'll pan over. Relax.
I don't even know if it's
over.
I don't even know if it's a panning thing. I think it's just like the camera just needs to be shifted. Yeah.
I tried to measure it out and I marked it, but people move shit around.
Well, it's also weird because that wall isn't the same. Doesn't have the same placement as that wall.
Yeah. It's true.
And it's not even the like the fireplace walls. Those don't work either.
We've taken
It's
over.
riveting. Riveting pre-show content about the setup of the studio.
Watch us set up this fucking.
People love this shit, dude.
Yeah.
love it. Studio setup.
They always want the inside baseball.
They do.
Have we talked about this at all? And how ridiculous it is?
Yeah.
It's real nice.
It does. This was always the plan.
We have like a million sets behind the cameras right now, all packed into 5 square feet.
We need to redesign the wall.
What
It's
wall?
not
You
the right.
thinking?
What's wrong with it?
It's not the right aspect ratio. It's not
Oh, you're right,
1176
you're
by
right, yeah.
672.
Who could have messed that up? Nick, man.
Stupid idiots.
Be nice. Be nice.
I looked at it and I was like, I know that's not 11 to 22 70.
Yeah?
1176 by 672. Come on,
It
man.
was this way forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's how the source file was.
Yep.
And Kevin was like, "It's not the source file." I was like, "Or it's not the right aspect ratio." I was like, "It's." I never changed it. I just didn't want to
Yeah.
fuck with, you know.
No, I got it.
Good. You know?
Kevin, can you do me a favor and give me a
You want
little
me
bit
to
of
pop
that? Enhance
Enhance?
Enhance what?
the chat.
Oh, you need it bigger because you got old man eyes now.
He got old man
perfect
eyes,
vision.
Yeah, you do, Andy. That's what people
Old
love most
man
about you.
eyes, yeah.
Actually, make it as small as possible, and let me just test my.
Oh, fuck. Oh, here we go.
There you go.
Jesus.
Okay.
That's
Mr. Yasmin says
67%.
currently working on a Spider-Man review. Ryan Dunn says, "Hey."
Sorry.
Lexi Gunner says, "Sub Yaz and Dim."
Demetrius Newell says, deadly class, shit, yes.
Let's go one smaller. Who's got that? Who's got that?
Let's see. Daily and TV
I'm gonna
says,
show the kids.
"Heyo, guys." Is that what it says? Daily and
Corey Gurong? I don't know that last name. I can't read the last name. It
Demetrius
says Nick and Tim.
Look how small it looks on this.
Very, very
Jesus
small.
Christ.
Very small.
These are crazy. I'm gonna go up big for Nick.
I really want to see what that last message was because I. Oh, Daily Arville TV. I thought it said Daily and TV.
Tim, how's that for you?
I like it.
Good.
Is that Arville's new name?
He changed his name?
Daily Arville TV?
You didn't notify us?
Yeah. What the
You
fuck,
have to
dude?
check in with us beforehand.
Yeah.
It's been like that for a long time.
Has
You
it?
need to be better friends, you know?
Damn.
That's really what it comes
He
down
still has
to.
the flu.
Thank you, Corey.
I'm still mad at him about the flu.
He also didn't say Nick and Tim. He said nice 8s, Tim.
Ah.
That's what I said.
That was me.
No,
No. I
okay.
fucked that one up.
Tell you, man. You know.
Tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
What did Luke Lewis say? I lost him.
Lexi asks, "You done with football for the season?"
Oh, my new schedule allows me to watch
keep
live.
watching.
Hype.
I still watch. Even though the Cowboys are done, I still watch.
Mr. Yasman 300 in
I
the chat
still
asking if I'm bummed that Greg went to the Deadly Class premiere without me.
I brought my wife if that makes it better.
No,
It does.
I'm not bummed. It's cool that you got to do something so cool. I'm bummed that like I haven't been more on top of Deadly Class because that's some. I was so excited for the show and I love the comics, even though I'm really far behind. But that just
We're
makes
going
it
to
more
talk a lot
exciting.
about Deadly Class today. As I said, Screencast had its time. Now it's our time.
Damn.
Kinda
Miller,
funny.
do you like
One
that
show
you can't
run.
see me? Do
I'm sorry, what?
you like that you can't see me at all?
Yes, I do like that. I mean, I still see the top of your little head over there.
It's bobbing around.
Yeah, exactly.
Look
Look
at
at Bob. Look at Bob right there. Like, is it a raccoon? Is it two cats humping?
Ignacio Rojas says, Tim, did you watch Zoe Deutsch's Before I Fall? Not yet. But Josh McCouga fucking partied with her, man. I'm so jealous.
He's so cool.
He's too fucking cool.
Josh McCouga texted me today, said he almost came to that Deadly Class thing I went to last night, but
Damn.
didn't, and now he really regrets
Then it
it.
would have been a party.
And I was like,
would've
it's a great thing you didn't, because we would have gotten too drunk. And I'd still be stranded in LA and hungover.
Josh McCouga sent me some text last night that I need to show you guys later off camera. Because they're...
Are they all about Bachelor stuff?
No, this week they weren't. Although I will say, The Bachelor is a whole new experience now.
Oh, it's a whole
That
new world?
I know that, well, now that McCouga and I have each other. Because we finally can, like, have someone directly to talk to in text.
Gotcha.
Where it's like it's me and Gia, him and Amanda going back and forth with our
We all
thoughts.
should do a podcast.
We should.
Ooh.
We should.
Greg, don't do it.
Nobody can hear you.
It smells so
What are you
good.
doing?
It smells really, really good.
like pina coladas?
Heather Combe.
Getting caught
So
in
who
the
else
rain.
cried at the Spidey trailer? Bonus points if you were at work like me.
What did you cry
Yeah,
at?
it wasn't,
I didn't.
it wasn't
Yeah,
cry worthy.
Yeah.
The two
It was
of them.
good.
It was hype as fuck.
It was good. Yeah. I really didn't see the Samuel L. Jackson part come.
That was cool.
That was cool.
I'm excited to see their dynamic, see
Yeah.
what they do.
Dude, I'm just so happy they are using the Spider-Man theme song.
Yes.
But like, I'm worried they're not going to actually use it in the movie. I want that. All I fucking want.
I feel like the fact
is
that
for
they
shit
use
to
it in the
play.
trailer, like they're gonna have to use it at some point.
Who's
hope,
directing
man.
this?
I think it's the
don't
same.
know.
Is it? I think it's the same director as the first one.
Definitely has the same vibe.
yeah.
I will say, I love the vibe. Homecoming fucking amazing, obviously. And like, this trailer was great.
Yeah.
Didn't like MJ doing the whole I'm just fucking with you thing again.
That's who she is.
Because
That's who she is,
but
though.
I feel like it's a little too much of. I'm literally just saying this same line. Like I'm literally just reusing my script from the last movie.
Okay, I
fair.
understand that, but I think that's just our first blush at this. I think when you get into a whole movie, if she's doing the whole movie, then yes. But I think in one thing of catching Peter off guard as they playfully...
Catching him off guard's fine, but
I like
saying
that
the
she's
line.
like, you look pretty too.
Yeah, that was cute.
I
That was
liked
cute.
all that dialogue up until her actually saying I'm just messing with you.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, it's John Watts who also directed
Well,
the
she's just
Homecoming.
scared to admit her feelings.
She is.
And I get it, dude. It's a fear I
Big Nick Dog is coming
She's
in
the
here, so I'm
Vince-
gonna
she's
swap
the
out.
Y'all ready for Nick?
Can you set the other two cams?
Hey, it's Nick and Nick and Nick and Nick Nick. Hey, Nick and Nick and Nick Nick Nick. Oh, Nick and Nick and Nick Nick Nick. Yeah. Holy shit, Nick Scarpino.
Yeah.
Today, I'm going around gathering the news for our #1 game show,
one
Kind of
does.
Funny Games Daily. You know, no big deal. 2 Peabody Awards. And I'm on GameSpot.com.
How do you get a Peabody Award?
I have no idea. I have no fucking idea. And down at the bottom, they got the little, taboola,
The taboola,
whatever. Here's a
yeah,
bunch of
the
random
referral
shit.
thing on the bottom,
And I
no.
saw a picture where they were talking about Artie Lang.
Yeah.
And
Oh
I
my
was like,
God.
there is no way that is Artie Lang. That is clickbait. I'm not going to do it. And I went to Google and Googled it. And holy shit, Artie Lang's nose is deflated because of all his drug usage.
He's like, he likes that
Dude,
cocaine.
it looks fucked up.
Oh no!
It's crazy.
Go to the one on
That's
the right.
the one I
The
saw.
one on the
Right.
right.
You click
The one on the
it.
right,
Are you
that
showing
one.
this to
That
them,
one.
Kev? Show it to him.
It's Wario.
And
man.
to be
look at
clear,
that,
if you're
dude.
just joining us, I am not making fun of Artie Lang. I just saw this image and I
It's
was like,
horrifying.
there's no way that's real. That's
Yeah,
one of those
that's
clickbait.
really
He's
sad.
making
Got
fun of
there,
his
yeah.
nose too.
Oh, no. Of course. Yeah.
But it's fucked up. Like it's really
Jesus,
sad.
man.
How does
Yeah.
he not die yet? That's a lot of cocaine.
Well, that was the thing where, what I saw, and I'm not sure if it was really recent. It's what I found. I think it was really recent, where there all these different comedians have started tweeting about like Richard Dreyfuss or Richard Lewis started it of like, already get help. We need to do this. Yada yada yada. And everybody's chiming in. Brian Posehn and a whole bunch of other people there.
That's really sad.
No, yeah. But I guess he also tweeted. I went to his Twitter then to see it because he was tweeting about his nose and stuff. And I'm like, he's 41 days sober as of the last tweet he did or whatever. It's like it's
Greg Miller.
Yeah,
That's good, I guess.
By any chance, did you watch Internet Explorers?
I did not. Today's episode?
No, the first episode.
Oh,
Any
first episode. Yeah.
Are you familiar with the segment called Clickbait? It is
No.
one of my favorite things
Maybe I didn't
ever. Where we go to zergnet.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you familiar?
No.
It's Taboola.
It's where all the Taboola sites
It's that
pull from.
site that you've seen before with just like it's a whole bunch of things that you want to click.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
we do is we look at it, we find whichever one on the homepage looks the most enticing.
Yeah.
And then we take bets on how many pages it's going to be.
Oh,
okay,
like
man.
Yeah, we are
words in a
wrong
sentence.
every fucking
both
time.
weeks.
We are wrong
were
every
thrown-
time.
The first week we're like, oh, it's going to be at least 5. It was 1.
Oh wow.
Second episode, we're all taking bets like, oh, 1,
No,
2,
no.
3.
Here's the
There
headline.
ended up being 17.
Here's the headline, though, for this article. The guy that plays Red Skull in Infinity War is super good looking. And I'm like, how could that be more than 1 page? You cut to it, it's a side by side of the guy and his fucking Red Skull. Nope. 17 pages later, we're like
Just information.
enthralled with how beautiful
Yeah.
this guy is.
And
Not
we
that
didn't
he's
even
good
get to
looking.
see the
You learn
guy
his whole
until
life
like
story.
page 7.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the
it
guy
was
ended up
ridiculous.
being Aaron from The Walking Dead.
Yeah. Didn't know that.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's right. That checks
Very
out.
fucking
That
Why
checks
didn't
out.
they just get Hugo Weaving back for that?
He didn't want to
He
do it.
don't want to do
He's
it.
like, no.
Yeah, I don't
fuck
wanna do
that.
it. I don't wear
Didn't
that
like
shit
the
anymore.
makeup.
They can't deal with this Nazi stuff anymore, man.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, you know how many people scream that I'm a Nazi when they see me?
And then the second thing about Internet Explorers, Andy, this week, did you see that one of the fun clips that we went through was your little war series?
I heard about it. I didn't understand the reference because somebody said it in chat. I didn't understand what was happening, which is unfortunate because that was like one of the least funny things that happened in that whole stream.
So, are you familiar with this? there was this kid named Javi
Okay.
that Andy was playing Fortnite with. And the kid freaks the fuck out because Andy's like, hey, man, what's up, Javi? And he's like, how do you know my name?
Yeah.
He's like, it's in your profile. He's like, it's Javi. And he's like, no, I know people named Javi. It's Javi, man.
It's fucking Javi, but I don't know how to pronounce your name.
But then like there's this series of clip outs from the Twitch thing of this kid just like following Andy around.
Well, we were teammates in
so
Fortnite.
funny
Is this
because
the
like,
one I overheard you telling a story that you like someone revives you. It was like, do I kill him or do I
Different
revive?
guy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
The
other
other
guy
one with the
seemed
kid,
cool.
it was probably conservatively a 7-year-old that he was playing with because he sounded like
I just
a
kept telling him. I
teen.
kept telling him he needed help,
And he
I was
kept
like,
screaming war as he went into everything. I was
like, Javi, you're scaring me. No, the other one that happened was another kid who, this guy, I think gave me some shields in Fortnite, and I was like, wow, that's really nice of you. Like a lot of people these days aren't very generous, you know. And he was like, dude, trust me, man. Like the other day I was playing duos, and my teammate died, and I saw he had like hella fucking shields, man. And I was like, this motherfucker was holding out on me. He had all these shields, he didn't even tell me. And I was like, dude, whew, man, trust me, man.
tell you what.
This one girl that I was really interested in, like we started talking, she asked me to like buy her a phone and stuff. I'm just total bullshit, right? It's like, so I bought her like this super expensive phone, and she just ghosted me. Like I haven't seen her since. He's like, nah, you're fucking with me, man. I was like, no, I'm serious, man. I'm serious. I was like, I'm still paying for the cell phone plan. And he was like, nah, get the fuck out of here, dude. There's no way. And he's
This
like,
is Javi?
No, there's some other random guy. He's like, man, you can't let people treat you like that, man. He's like, no, you know what? No, she's a bitch, dude. Fuck that bitch. And I was like, whoa, hey, don't call her that. And I was like, stop calling her. She's a nice person. He's like, no, she's fucking with you, man. Fuck that bitch. You gotta leave her.
So wait, so you were just random?
agree with
You're
his
jumping in
terms.
random duo
Random,
lobbies
yeah.
with people? Did you
Sentiment.
tell me you were streaming, or you just know?
No, I just.
No, it's like some jerky boys, huh? You do some jerky boys.
Yeah,
cranky
I just
yankers?
say a lot of like, I'll just say random things. One guy, I told him I was like, I just don't have time for Fortnite anymore, man. I got 7 kids at home. He's like, 7 cats is too much, man. He was like, nah, I'm fucking with you. I was like, no, it is too much. Trust me, it's way too much. And I like just took it like really dark. And I was
You're like, I'm a single dad. They're locked up right
I was
now.
like 6 girls, 1 boy. I was like, but 2 of them are mine, so it's all good. But
Sometimes
like,
I think that's what my barber does to me. Because every time I talk to him,
definitely doing that.
he's like, yeah, man. Then I got
oh,
another
Barbara.
kid.
I heard Barbara.
No, not Barbara. Barbara doesn't fuck with me.
Barbara definitely.
No, my barber, every time I talk to him, he introduces a new kid into the storyline. And I'm like, you can't possibly have this many kids.
I went to Nick's barber
Yeah.
once, and I was shocked that it wasn't bullshit. Because
No.
Nick's told me about this guy, these fucking kids, and within 5 minutes of him cutting my hair, he's telling me about like literally it sounded like 9 kids.
He has a
Like,
lot of kids. He's had a lot of kids, a lot of baby mamas. He's a very nice guy, and I love the way he cuts my beard, and he gives me little shoulder rubs sometimes for extras,
Nice.
even though I tip him very well, which I think is kind of the quid pro quo. Doesn't matter, I digress. The other day, he was like, yeah, yada, yada, yada. And he goes, then I got another kid in like grade school. And I was like, dude, you know
You're
you can
84.
fix this. Like, you can snip the things.
But he wants to have kids one day. He
Yeah,
wants the
I
option.
told the guy, I was like, I live in San
he wants
Francisco.
to have kids one day. He's been having kids for all the days.
Sure, you know better than anybody though. Sex feels better without a condom.
Yeah.
And one day he's gonna meet the love of his life and want to have kids with her.
Yeah.
I respect
also,
him.
You do, like, sex is a lot better, and everyone knows this, when there's the threat
Terror,
of a child.
the terror of
when
it.
you're
know what I
on
mean?
the edge, you know what I mean? Like, you might fall off into the abyss.
What's gonna happen?
Man, you come so hard.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, everyone.
Yeah, I told
That
the guy, I was
gross.
like, I live in San Francisco. It's too expensive to have all these kids. And honestly, sometimes I just think about running away from all of it, moving to New Mexico, change my identity. And he was like, I feel you, man. I feel you.
Back to this kid that was screaming war. How do you put up with that? How do you not just like make fun of this kid to his face?
I honestly didn't realize what he was saying because I was so focused on like, oh, we're flying
Russian.
towards these enemies. I need
Yeah.
to like try to kill them or whatever. It wasn't until I saw chat typing in war, I was like, oh, that's what he's saying. I just hear yelling.
Because
Yeah.
I wonder if he thinks.
I just kept telling him like, you're scaring me, Javi.
Well,
Like,
that was my
dude.
favorite part was when he started doing one of the stupid dances, and he's like, look at me. And you're like, I don't know, man. I don't like it. I don't like what you're doing right now. You're really starting to worry me.
I just like, yeah, it just go weird. There was one kid who was like trying to outsmart me and say that he was smarter than me. He was like, do you think you're smart? And I was like, yeah, I know I'm smart. He was like, what's 1 + 1? 2. 2 + 2, 4. 3 + 3, 6. I was like, is this going anywhere? Where are you going with this? What's the first question I asked you? You asked me if I'm smart. And I was like, oh! And I was like, I got you there, huh? And he was like, wow, you think you're all smart because like you answer the question right, like whatever. I'm just a kid, like, and he started like talking shit to me in the chat's like, man, this kid's fucking mean.
You're like, you know what I need you to do? I need you to go find a bucket.
No,
Fill it up.
Nick.
Yeah.
What's he gonna do next? Tell me.
No,
Keep it going.
Nick, you
Kevin
said
tells
you
me
were
I'm not allowed to say this
Nicholas,
stuff on Twitch.
You said
Are we
you
on
were gonna-
Twitch?
No, we're on YouTube.
Oh, I can say whatever the
Pre-show.
fuck I want.
No, we
Patreon.
said, no,
Hey,
stop.
Kevin, on Editing Explorers, we learned the rules of what he can and can't say on YouTube.
All right, but
It's past
tell-
30 seconds. He's allowed to say whatever the hell he wants.
We made a rule that you can't tell people to kill themselves. Remember?
Was that where it was going?
Yeah.
Was that
Put your
what
head,
it was?
submerge your head and take a deep breath.
What's he going to do with the bucket?
Yeah.
It's Nick.
It
We
could
had-
be anything.
we
Jack
had-
off, hit the pud.
We had several of these shows where
That's the same thing.
there were so many post-show conversations where Nick said, "Should I delete that from the clip?"
Kevin makes me feel, I guess rightfully so, paranoid about all
Yeah.
the
You
should. You should
just
feel that.
blatant
What do you
suicide
mean?
jokes.
What's the
that I
worst
put
could
out there.
happen?
You shouldn't, Nick.
Somebody
They're
kills
bad.
themselves.
They know we're joking.
It's not level 3.
It's part of the pre-show here. We
I'm
have
just
levels.
saying.
Yeah, level 3 is
Where- who's
racial
making
or-
levels?
YouTube announced it's like censorship
Yeah, they made a video.
rules.
So
I thought Kevin was showing me.
Yeah.
Instead, he's showing me a wire cover.
Nick, what do you think about this wire cover?
Looks
Kevin,
nice.
What is happening with you today?
Do you not
you
like
are
it?
all over the place.
What do you mean? Just answer the question. Do you
It looks nice. It looks like a nice wire cover.
No,
It
it's
It looks like
yellow,
a
and it's
prop
gonna look ugly
from
on
a
the
Call
camera.
of Duty game.
looks like
Show
the top.
people.
It seems like if you were gonna get it, what I would immediately do is when you're not looking, go to the closed version. Anybody want to guess what I'm about to do with this? thing?
Ghostbusters.
Exactly. I'm
Yeah.
gonna sit there with the black Sharpie and make the Ghostbuster diagonal lines on it to make it look like a ghost trap.
Yeah.
So we don't like this because this is like the only one that has.
What are you
like,
trying to get it for? Where are you putting
Well,
this?
see, we're
So the
doing a show
wire's
and
right
Kevin's
next to you.
researching shit to buy for
No,
the
here's
studio.
what's gonna happen. He's like shopping for this. He's gonna buy 4 of them. He's gonna go, well, I gotta buy wires now. And he's just gonna buy
The wires between you and Andy.
Oh, to
That
hide
looks-
these
yeah,
things?
looks- I'd rather see a little yellow.
So in
strip.
order to hide the
No.
black
No,
wires,
that's a
you're
way
gonna
worse
get
idea.
a bright yellow
We're gonna
strip.
put fucking
that sits behind
caution
it.
tape.
Where does your mind? Here's what happens. Here's where Kevin's mind goes. He finds the thing he wants and then backs into the rationale.
Yeah.
And he kind of like backs up that ass into the rationale, and then he looks at us, and if none of us call him on the bullshit, he buys it,
I
and
just
then it
feel
doesn't
like
work.
I feel like these aren't structured enough. The middle's gonna collapse.
I feel like it doesn't matter.
Well, we're not
Why?
rolling
We use
steamrollers over
we use
them.
wireless mics for the most of the
You
show.
should
so this is the
get
only show that matters.
what you
That's not
should
true.
get
We
is
use
get the
these
black
mics.
tubing. You know what I mean? Remember in Ghostbusters 2 when
because
the
he has
tube
to
comes
live.
around and wraps around Sigourney Weaver?
Yeah.
If we
Hot.
if we just got that kind of stuff and put it here and hit all
That
these,
was
in there.
I think that was like wrought iron, wasn't it? Was that like iron?
No, not the
It
part
was
I'm talking.
tubing?
Well,
Oh,
when she
yeah,
gets
right,
thrown
right,
into
right.
the gates and the gates close, that's iron.
Yeah.
But then when she's distracted and Vigo's doing his thing and all that stuff, it comes down.
All right, I'm gonna just get this black one.
All right, it's a good show. See you guys later. You know, hit the wall. On that
I'm
one.
just focused on which wire trough we're gonna get.
Good word.
It's like,
Yeah.
That was perfect.
Also, that's not a trough.
what are they called? Like
That is a trough.
in
No,
war where
isn't
you're
a
in.
trough a bucket?
Trough's like where
Or,
horses
like
eat out of.
The trough is just
Yeah,
a
like a
narrow
big
area
bucket.
that you put things in.
What are those things? What are they called in like in World War II where the soldiers are like below
Trenches?
Trench
Yeah,
warfare.
trenches. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a shallow trench for
It's a
wires.
Lego trench.
And death.
We can take cars off it, like sick little jumps with our Matchbox cars. You know,
We could do.
Mr. Yasmin, the internet says,
Oh, yeah.
are you
Oh,
excited
yeah.
that Jeff Canada's friend Dan Trachtenberg has announced as the new director for Uncharted? We're going to talk about that this week on Screencast.
just stop.
I feel
let
like
it
the
go.
Uncharted
Let
movie
it
has
go.
just been in development
Exactly.
forever.
It's
Is
never
it ever
happening.
gonna be? Is it ever gonna happen?
Let's get
No.
Marky Mark back on the project. You know,
Here's my
It's too
thing.
fucking
Aquaman
old.
happened.
Yeah,
I
but
remember a time when I was like, there's no way this
Aquaman
movie's
makes
happening.
sense though, given the current I mean, I'm sure that at some point they'll get the Uncharted movie out, but you think they would have done it by now. Such a big property, and Sony's actually doing well.
The Joker movie's happening.
No.
Like,
You know what I
it's
want?
actually going to come out.
I want Jason.
crazy
I want
Phoenix.
Jason Momoa in a Fast and Furious movie.
oh, you've
be
got to
awesome.
be. That's got to be
That's
coming.
coming.
That's
Yeah.
got to be
Yeah.
coming. You
They're
kidding
gonna
me?
call
Yeah.
it Hobbs and Momoa.
Hobbs and Shaw
They're just
2.
gonna call him Jason Momoa.
Yeah, they're just gonna call him Jason Momoa.
Hobbs and Shaw
character
2.
name.
Well,
He
that
just
maybe
plays
they just wrap it into the real universe. So like, he's a movie star, but it
Yeah.
turns out he's been an international terrorist
That'd be
all
awesome.
along.
That'd be really cool. They should pay us, man.
It was Cyborg that was never going to happen.
Still not gonna happen.
I mean, even Aquaman. I'm talking about like back when they were first announcing these. I'm like, we're seriously going to get to fucking Aquaman? No way. Yeah, we did.
Look at now, it's the greatest grossing
billion.
movie of all time.
All time.
No, that's not true.
All
It's doing
fucking time.
crazy
Over a
well.
billion,
I haven't
man.
seen it yet.
It's in the Billy Club.
It's really bad in a great way.
Kevin's a big fan.
So it lands in your scale, Kevin. It's
No,
a
no,
middle.
no, I'm sorry. That's Nick's scale. Let's make that clear.
What's the Kev scale other than 2 thumbs up, highest possible review?
Why are you guys laughing? That's my scale.
Is that what it gets?
3 fingers. No, it gets one.
One thumbs up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hashtag second highest review.
Do you do 1 thumb down and 2 thumbs down?
Yeah.
What about sideways?
It's the questiony face.
Just no thumbs at all.
Questiony face. Oh,
That emote, yeah.
that's not really the
That's
good
the
use of the
middle
emote.
ground. But that's the middle ground.
It's like a,
Yeah.
No,
that's
but
exactly
this is
right.
normally used for like,
That's exactly what it is. It's a movie.
you know what I mean?
it's a movie.
Like that. Yeah, I don't know. That emote-
Why do you guys just have to make fun of me? I'm gonna fucking poison all of you. Say some shit, Nick. Say
I'm not
some
saying
shit.
anything.
He's the one who has to make funny.
Yeah, I
didn't
you
really
asked
make fun of you.
I mean,
you
he
were like, hey,
started.
should we put a giant yellow thing on the ground?
Wait,
And
I was
like,
gonna
no.
spray paint it black. I just
That's
thought,
even
Oh wow,
better.
Samuel
That's even better,
Samuel
yeah.
Jervis, Cyborg is in True Detective season 3. That's right. Holy shit!
How's that going? Is that good? I should watch that.
First 2 episodes are up on HBO Go. It's fucking back, dude.
Yeah?
I like the story threads that they're doing. There's a really cool sort of similar in season 1, different time jumps. It's fucking awesome, dude. Like Mahershala Ali is just really cool. And I didn't realize until halfway through the episode that Steven Dorff is the guy opposite of Mahershala Ali. Terrible wig.
Who's that?
Steven Dorff?
Yeah.
From
Oh, wait, what?
Blade?
Yeah, okay. Now I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Bad wig. Got it.
Terrible wig,
Is
yeah.
it a wig? I don't know.
Because it's like his wig in the 80s and then there, 80s, 90s, and then current day.
Gotcha.
It's really cool, man. Really cool.
Pansy GS says, I hope we live to see the Static Shock movie. That'd be interesting.
Keep holding on to hope. I mean, that seems like a...
Anything is possible at this
Yeah,
point.
I mean, who knows what you're going to get.
Shazam movie's coming out. Why not Static Shock?
DCEU needs to stop.
It's a good question of what they're going to do there. What's gonna
He's
happen?
playing Mahershala Ali's son. He is. Should I watch True
I
Detective? Haven't seen it
hold out
yet.
hope for the Joker movie. I like Joaquin
Are you
Phoenix.
kidding?
I like Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, I
He's
know,
great.
He's great.
Great actor.
But it's just that movie's not going to be good. We can all tell.
We haven't seen shit from it, right? Like,
Just
Yeah,
still...
we have.
Yeah.
We have seen that weird, screenshot of him in
Yeah.
makeup.
So just still...
yeah, but that's,
yeah.
that
No, it's
doesn't.
not still.
That's like
It's a
Entertainment
video,
Weekly posters. You're like, all right.
I still want
Everything
Kevin to
looks
do the
bad.
True Detective
It's still on my books.
experiment.
What's the
Andy, it's
experiment?
still on my
Books.
books.
It's almost
Because the
books.
experiment is that like you watch season 1, it's like one of the best things ever, right?
Sure,
And then
yeah.
you watch season 2, you're like, oh, weak, right?
Yeah, yeah. But if you watch season 2 before season 1...
Right. Like,
That's the
would you
experiment.
think that like season 2 is good just because you hadn't seen season 1 yet?
Gotcha. But haven't we already infected him? Isn't the experiment no longer
Possible.
scientific?
I mean, you never know. You never know. I got a lot of reply because I tweeted out True Detective's good again, and I got a reply is like, it was always good. It's like, ugh, no, man. Like, it may not have been horrible, but it definitely just wasn't as good. The characters just weren't as appealing, I guess.
I love the sound of soda pouring into a cup. That's sweet, nasty.
Oh, like
fizz.
before the movies where they.
Yeah, that's a little much. That's a little exaggerated.
I like
It's
that.
like-
But it
it's
does
Adobe.
make me wish I had a soda every time.
It's
I don't even
ASMR,
like
yeah.
soda. I'm just like, oh,
I just like close my
good.
eyes, listen to it. The
Coke porn.
unicorns, or what are they called?
oh no, fucking that guy.
No, we don't do that anymore.
Now it's the intern getting hit with the
Paint.
Paint.
A bunch of colored cum.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Dumb.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
It is just dumb. It is just dumb.
Remember back in the day, the DHX was it DHX? THX.
So tight.
I loved that.
DTS was always the
love
cooler one, though.
First time I
one's
ever
that?
swore in
Down
front of
to
my
suck.
mom was watching Titanic, and that played and it was the first time I ever saw it, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Because it
First
got
time ever.
real intense, and she was like, "What'd you just say?"
Yeah.
I was like,
She's like, Mom,
That
we're
was
about
loud.
to see
You're like, that was
and
dope.
she honestly, she was like, "Oh, okay,
First time I ever
Be like-
popped a boner in front of my mom.
Titanic.
Titanic.
Right.
Yeah.
okay."
You're telling me this movie's PG-13? We're just gonna see titties as big as the
That's
screen?
right.
I'm hard as that
Titanic, baby.
That
There's
was
a lot
like
more underneath the surface, mom.
that was like the
Oh my
the
God.
13-year-old boy's like reward of like sitting through Titanic multiple times just to get to her being naked on the couch.
Yeah, I was like 19 when that movie came out.
I know you're an old man, I know, but we weren't. We weren't.
8,
Jesus.
Wait, when did it come out?
98.
Yeah,
I was a
18.
freshman in
10
high school.
years old.
Freshman in high school.
10 years
Like,
old.
yeah, let's go see Titanic again.
Jerking off nonstop everywhere.
Jesus.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's just so much fun to do.
Doesn't matter
We're
where.
like, well, I've had a meal. I'll go ahead and jerk off now.
What was the word that Andrea used, Kevin?
I don't want to talk about that.
You don't want to what?
Spunk.
Oh, spunk. Yeah, that's what British people call it.
But Andrea was
She
like,
didn't mean it like that.
she was like, why is there spunk everywhere? And Kevin's
why,
like,
why do you guys have so much spunk or something?
yeah.
Yeah.
And Kevin was like,
That's not what you. That doesn't mean what you think it
That's
means.
what the British people call
Well,
call it.
spunky to me is like enthusiasm.
spunky.
Yeah, you got
Yeah,
spunk.
that's not what she meant either, though. I would
No,
assume just
it's,
based on the context of what's happening.
Given this studio,
She
there is
definitely
spunk
meant-
everywhere.
No, there's not.
I remember in Aliens, one of the characters' name was Spunkmeyer. I always thought that was a funny name because there was a part where the girl runs back onto the like the little craft, the landing craft, and she's like, "Oh, Spunkmeyer," and it was like all killy on her hand.
Wait, she did?
Yeah, she doesn't say Spunkmeyer. She's like, "Oh, what is this?" And then she goes up, and then she opens the door. She's like, "Spunkmeyer, what's going on?" or whatever.
Gotcha.
I could be remembering that completely wrong.
Ew, Spunkmeyer.
And she rubbed herself with
It's in my eye.
That was a different video you saw. Yeah.
I mean, it might have been the aliens porn that I watch.
Yeah, it's an interesting when you compare eras of movies and references they didn't make. I still think about it to this day now as an adult watching Ghostbusters. But when Egon wants, Venkman to get the stuff, and he's like, somebody blows their nose and you want to keep it. It's like that doesn't look like snot. It looks like somebody came all over that library.
It looks a
and
little
they're asking
like
you to get the semen sample
Somebody
off.
came into someone's nose and then they blew their nose. It looked snotty. Looked kind of slimy.
It's like
was perfect.
It's so dripping.
Yeah.
I've only seen one snot ever drip
Well, I
like
drink a lot.
this.
I don't know about you, but I drink-
Jonathan, last name I won't say, but it started with a D. He got in grade school. They were like, "What the fuck's wrong with you? You psychopath." Nobody liked him after that. That was the end of his
After
life.
that, he was done.
That was the end of his
Yeah,
life.
Life over, career over.
Sucks for him.
Sucks to wrap it up.
Great for us. Didn't happen. That's when he's got to see his kid. Kids
are fucking-
giant snot hanging in a trash can. What's wrong with you?
Kids are so
what
fucking
happened to
mean,
you?
dude.
What happened
One of
to
my
you?
friends, I'm not gonna tell you which one, but one of my friends, actually, I don't know if
Stu.
you guys know this guy. You guys probably don't know him.
Josh
But he
McCougar.
peed his pants in grade school,
Sure.
well before I knew him,
Sure.
and all throughout junior high and high school, and even to college, people would make fun of him for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At college is when you own it, though. Whatever. Yeah, I peed my pants. Big deal. They call me pee-pee.
I think
were
you-
such a weird college person, and I
Yeah.
love it.
Me?
I haven't peed or shit my pants since I was a baby.
Man.
Or not even a baby. Like,
Good. Fuck, I didn't know we're here to brag about our
American
big dick.
Vandal.
not even a baby.
Season
Like,
two.
Yeah.
Great
5
plot
or
point about
4
that.
or whatever.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
You guys want to start the show?
Sure.
Real quick before we switch off that American Vandal thing, I just saw it as I was coming in here. Scott Porter is in something now with the kid from American Vandal. The guy.
Season one?
Yeah.
Oh,
the bad
shit.
or
Jimmy
bad guy.
Tatro?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I don't know what it is. He tweeted
That's
about it
fucking cool.
or Instagrammed about it though.
Love
It's
that.
it's all Greek to me.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kind of Funny podcast. I'm one of your best friends, Greg Miller, alongside producer/seducer Nick Scarpino.
Hello, welcome.
What's
back.
going on? Talk to me.
Hello.
I've been gone. I haven't been around you for a while. What's going on? Let it
Nothing.
out. You're at the safe spot. You're at the safe table. What's happening?
We're on a live
What's
podcast. I'm not letting anything.
What's going on?
It's the opposite of the same
Don't let it
space.
out.
You hanging in there? 4.0 kicking your ass? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm a little tired.
Yeah? Okay. You been doing a lot of the comedies?
A lot of comedy, a lot of Andy and I shot something yesterday that I've had my head down just editing
Sure,
all day.
sure.
Just stuff,
For KF.
Burn on the wall.
AF.
Yeah, for KFF.
You
Tomorrow.
can see it.
11
Wednesday.
Over here, the Hispanic heartthrob, Andy Cortez. No,
This
you're
table.
early. You're early, but it's episode 2. It's fine. Your career's
learn.
still fresh here. Over there, Forbes, 30 under 30.
I just got an email from them.
AKA the second best baby blues
true.
in San Francisco.
Were
I'm
they
sorry,
like, my bad. We didn't mean to give it to you.
AKA the verified one at Tim Gettys.
Let Tim host.
What email did you get?
They're just like, hey, this is Forbes 30 under 30. Do you want to join the newsletter? And like, let me tell you guys,
better say
Forbes
yes.
30 under 30, the biggest. Well, I'm obviously already on it. Like, that's a fucking.
Fuck me.
Like,
Sorry, man.
But that, like, why
nice
would they?
of them that they
Why would they
asked.
do that? Like, hey, you want to join the newsletter that we've already sent you a fucking 100 things in the last
I
couple
see,
weeks?
I see.
It's like, you've gone too far here. It's all a scam just to like try to get me to go to these fucking events and like make them money. I respect it.
That's
You know what I
cool.
mean? They're on my.
I thought they were
Forbes,
like
you're on my list.
I thought they were like selling you discount electronics or something.
It's pretty weird. I've been getting a lot of emails from Forbes and from MoviePass. And
Oh my
MoviePass,
God. What's MoviePass
the
saying?
desperation
Yeah.
So sad.
that they have. God, I'm not kidding about this. I'd say once every 2 days, we get a fucking email of them just being like, "Hey man, we're not gone yet.
With your help, we cannot be gone forever.
But it's like, but we got a deal to entice you. If you buy 3 bottles of wine, you'll get another one free." And it's like, what the fuck? What's this have to do with movies? And
Does
there's
she
another
just
thing, it's
push you out
like,
of your seat and take the
Is
computer
your,
at that
is
point?
your car insurance bad? We can help you out there. It's like they just keep on. Like,
Whoa.
is your desk lamp not working?
So clearly, MoviePass is just selling their email subscriber list just
and
to get to
they're-
other.
That's totally what's happening. I'm like, this is hilarious. Y'all are so fucked. It is sad. Long
it
live
sad?
A-list.
Yeah, it's really sad.
We never saw it coming.
There's something magical.
No, don't worry about it. Alamo's gonna have theirs up and running soon. Then it'll matter. Then it'll
They'll have
matter.
theirs up and running soon.
Yeah, hey, I'm in the beta. The app tells
What are
you.
you gonna call it? Alamore Movies?
That's not bad. You should hit him up and pitch
Okay,
that.
I will. I will.
This is called the Laplight. Laplight Movie Pass.
You're such. You know, you love Alamo as much as I do, but you
do.
just love ganging up on something.
It's like you read it out there.
Here's Nick.
Wow, they have a pretty app.
Nick does this and he goes, "Which way is the wind blowing?"
Oh, yeah.
The majority, 3 people in the
Oh,
or
of course.
two majority people don't like it. I'm gonna have something to say. I'm negative about it.
Here's what my role has been.
Season
lately.
pass is what they call it. I'm on the wait list for the Alamo season pass
Why would you need to be in a wait list for it?
because they haven't launched it yet.
Because it doesn't
I
exist.
see.
My favorite moment of Nick doing that thing that he just did to you is easily in party mode, where I'm getting destroyed by Nick nonstop, and it's just him talking shit to all of us, but mostly me.
Yeah.
And then Joey does really bad in a match, and it's suddenly because, man, Joey just cannot catch a break. She was like, I hate it. I was like, but do you notice that it's all Joey now? Like, that's where the focus is.
He's very analog. It's
Yeah.
one or the other.
And I believe it's because I passed him in the rankings, like at turn whatever. And tonight it was all just like, yeah, but Joey's just doing terrible. It was so funny to watch.
Andy,
Man.
I am the one in this office charged with bringing balance back to the force. Do you understand that? Everyone's always so happy. Everything's going great.
Right.
There's got to be a little mud on the shoe every once in a while.
We recorded a party mode yesterday
Yeah.
that you'll see in the coming weeks of us playing New Super Mario Bros. U.
God, yeah.
And it might have been the most infuriating Nick moment I've had in
I wish you were there. You would have
years.
loved it. You would have loved it.
So Nick was torturing you.
It was, I mean,
yeah,
for
all of
those
us.
of you that don't know, the game is a co-op game. You can
Yeah.
fuck over your friends and whatever. There's some competition. Nick didn't do any of that.
No.
Well, didn't do the competition bit. He just fucked us so hard
Every time.
continuously.
Every time.
Somebody's got to.
I picked
Yeah.
one of the characters that doesn't get injured by anything and just speed ran that shit. And it was so
Later,
fun.
suckers!
It was horrible.
Oh, I gotta watch
It
that.
was
one.
infuriating. It was
Yeah.
infuriating.
I was like, guys, I'll get this thing real quick. No!
If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Kind of Funny podcast. Each and every week, 4 best friends gather around this table, each coming to talk about whatever's happening in their lives. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can be part of the show if you're a bronze subscription member. If you want to go a little bit higher, that silver tier, you get each and every episode early, ad-free, and with that pre and post show as early as when we're recording it. But if you don't want to pay us any money, no big deal. 3 days later, youtube.com/kindafunny and podcast services around the globe.
Greg Miller.
Yeah.
Big fan of your shirt. I'm always a big fan of shiny shirts. You know
Again,
what I mean?
remember, this is from the. Kevin, give me my one. Do we have or at least the 2? There it is. This is my Wingstop. Here,
Moving the light, yeah. Let's
this is
see
my
them
this
dance.
is my wing.
Shake 'em.
My
Let's see
wing-
the movement. Yeah, I like it.
But I was about to say I like the your ring matching your shirt.
Oh, that's how I
That's a
plan
nice
it.
little-
I have
yeah,
many
that's
rings that are all.
You should have a
shirt
bunch of
planned.
gold chains. You look so
You got a
cool.
lot of good ideas, Andy.
You look
I'm
so
telling you
cool.
what. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my Wingstop shirt from the Wingstop thing, where they sent it for a sponsorship, and then I was like, "Can I keep the shirt and wear it all the time?" And they're like, "What? Why would you send back a shirt?" Yeah, keep it. And I'm like, "I'm gonna wear it all the time," and it's the second time I've worn it, and I'm pretty stoked about it.
Another
Feel
pitch.
the fabric too.
Another pitch. Big puffy gold jacket like Missy Elliott's.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, you would look rocking.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You look great right now. Anyway.
Thank you. That means a lot to
For
me.
a second, I thought it was a golden nugget. I thought there was just a golden nugget on your shirt, but it's a wing.
It is a
It's
wing.
a golden
Yeah,
wing.
it's a little drummy, right?
Doesn't make sense, but I like it.
What I mean,
I've never seen a wing that color.
well, I mean, it's just it's.
You ever
I
seen
think
a
it's
golden
going.
wing? You're eating a gold wing?
Well, actually, you know what? And I'm not gonna be this guy, but I have. If you go to Birdie's in LA, they sell. They paint. They did a thing where they were spray painting the shit. I want to eat.
I do want to get to the bottom of the shirt though.
Sure,
Because
let
like
me-
Nick brings up a solid point. Like, why would they associate gold with the wings? But then I
not sure.
realized there's something happening in the bottom left. It's the money sign,
money symbol.
but it's not the money sign.
Sure,
It's the W and the S for Wingstop.
sure.
That's really cool.
Well, this was.
I think they
when
worked
logo.
backwards. From
When I
that.
originally wore this, there was conversation of, is this what is it? Rick Ross, he owns a Wingstop franchise, but he got famous. He was famous for music, I guess, before probably. But he was famous at one point for saying something about really enjoying Wingstop. So did he ever say, "Hell yeah, I want Wingstop"? And is that where the shirt came from? And then would the gold apply somehow to that?
I didn't read the shirt.
But people asked that, and I don't know enough about Rick Ross. I just know his brother Bob,
Is he
and
the one
that's
that
all.
has the Bob Ross, the artist?
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird that they spell their names completely different, the last name.
What do you mean?
It's just. It's
How
crazy.
does one of them spell it and the other spell it?
There was an I at the end of
The
one.
other
of them,
one has
right?
double
Rossi?
dollar signs.
Yeah.
Who's Rossi?
Isn't it Bob Rossi?
Bob Ross is Bob Rossi?
It's Bob Ross.
What are you
The
talking-
painter?
The painter?
Yeah,
What are you
what
talking about? Bob
about?
Rossi. I apologize.
I was going to say, you want to talk about the Mandela effect and like
Yeah.
Berenstein Bears
If
and
we
shit. If
all-
we're about to like Google Bob Ross,
I always thought it was Bob Rossi, but I could be.
give me a
I'm
Google
completely-
Kev on Bob Ross.
I must be wrong.
No,
It's
yeah,
Bob
okay.
Ross.
Oof.
Cheers for
I was
Bob
about to
Ross.
say, if there's an I at the end of Bob Rossi, I'm about to lose my
That would
fucking
be
mind.
freaking insane.
They definitely did
No.
something on it.
Let's
Bob
look at-
Rossi, no one. No
Rick
one.
Ross has a verse that he starts off. He's like, "I'm a fat bitch. I got a fat belly." And then he just goes,
I respect that.
"Oh."
He's featured
always
in
get
the
Monster.
Fyre Fest Hulu documentary.
I'm not about this
really?
Hulu thing, all right?
Why?
Netflix said it first.
No.
Netflix is going to put it out. I'm a Netflix boy. I'm waiting.
No, but no. But here's the thing. There's a very important thread here. The Netflix documentary is produced by Fuck Jerry, who is this social media
Sure, I know.
like
Yeah, I
meme
saw him on
stealer.
Netflix. I saw him on the Netflix thing about social media.
They also ran
American meme.
ran social media for Fyre Fest and knew everything was fucking bullshit. Like they knew that things weren't going well with this festival, yet continued to work on it and didn't ever question it and were deleting comments like, "Hey, what's up with my flight?" And what's up with like they were being really shady about everything. And now that it's all fuck over, they're like, "Hey, let's produce a documentary." And one of their former employees is like heavily featured in the Hulu documentary, who then quit Fuck Jerry or whatever.
Okay.
Because of how shady everything was. And was just like, so Fyre Fest so Fuck Jerry essentially like,
Was part of the problem.
had their cake and ate it too sort of thing.
God
where,
damn it.
So Netflix's is not out yet.
No,
Hulu's
Friday.
is.
Yeah, but
Hulu's
but
is.
you gotta pay for
Hulu's
Hulu.
is really good, man.
You gotta pay for
You got to
Hulu.
pay for Netflix.
Yeah, but I keep my Netflix subscription on all the time. Hulu, all right, you got the Handmaid's Tale, I'm here. You don't, bounce. I don't need whatever
But
the
whenever
fuck
you
else.
quit, they always say, "Hey, you want an extra month? We'll hook you up."
And you know what I say? Fucking Shawn Michaels super kick them. And they're like, oh my God, we're a service. How did you hurt us?
it was really good, Joey. I had
thought it was
to enjoy the hell out of it. Yeah.
And they have interviews with like everybody.
Oh, this thing is live already? Like you can watch
Yeah,
it?
on
Well,
Hulu,
this is
yeah.
the thing. Hulu undercut. They did the Tom Green undercutters
smart.
bit, and they put out theirs a couple days before.
Smart.
Massive shade thrown. Joey, your review.
I really liked it. I'm fascinated enough by Fyre Fest that I will still watch the Netflix one to see
Same
if
here.
there's anything different.
Same here. But really good insight from the main guy, the main shady ass fucking like compulsive lying con artist.
And I
Joey.
didn't know his history.
Me
with
either. It
all
was
of
really
that
cool
stuff,
learning
yeah.
all of it.
You would know this. The TanaCon situation.
Yes.
When Shane Dawson put out
TanaCon. Why you always call it TanaCon?
Tana?
Her name's Tana.
Banana
Tana?
nut.
Muffin.
Muffin.
You guys, in her culture, you say Tana. There was the follow-up documentary they made
Oh, Tana means family.
Did it ever come
from
out?
the other side. Did it come out?
I
Is my
don't think
question.
so.
Because the villain.
Yeah, he's supposed to like
Debatably.
be making like one showing his side of the story. I don't
Yeah.
think it's come out as far as I know.
Oh, it was out.
Cool Greg says it's weak.
It was weak. Cool Greg effect.
Yeah, I thought it was incredible, this documentary. I thought
Yeah.
it was it you just feel sort of the dread happening coming towards the end of the movie when it all is sort of realized that, oh my God, there's FEMA fucking tents and mattresses on the ground and a lot of booze, but
Yeah.
nowhere to sleep and
$2 million worth of booze.
like the people running the event are like,
party.
you
Gotta
need
love it. It's a
18
good
months
party.
in advance to run something this big, and we had 4, and it just was impossible to do any of this. And we kept wondering, are you sure you want, like, are you fucking kidding me? And then as everybody's boarding the planes and it's like, oh, I hope this is good, Blink-182 drops out, and it's like, oh fuck, this isn't a good sign if like
They weren't feeling it.
they were exactly. I'm not feeling it. It's, I thought it was incredible. Dude.
We're sorry, guys.
And I liked all of the stories and the input from the people that were on his team being like, we see that the wheels are off on this, but we're trying to pull it together as much as we can.
Yeah.
And then
And
it just
then
being a shit show.
a couple days before, the main guy, I already forgot his fucking name.
Yeah, I don't
But he wants he wants a pirate ship sent, and they're like, we don't have time to bring a fucking pirate ship to. What are you talking about? But he was so set on this idea.
I get it.
And he was this kid who was apparently kind of like a Zuckerberg boy genius who like somehow like early was an entrepreneur, and he'd be like, hey, for $1 I'll fix your crayons, and like stupid shit like that. And like his mom said that as a young kid he was like reading
Always
really
fixing
early
crayons.
and he was smart really early, and it's just crazy to see how it just all went downhill.
Did he get the pirate ship though?
I don't think he got the pirate ship.
That's
No.
too bad.
But they're
Sounds
like,
awesome. That
how are
would've
we gonna
taken
bring
that.
20,000 people to this event when we're bringing them on just like propeller fucking planes that fit like 20 people? You know, like,
Yeah.
you kidding me? It's
I
just-
remember when this shit was going down.
Me
We were at
too.
Chipotle, and
Yeah.
you just were on your phone. You're just like, "What the fuck is Ja Rule doing?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, "I haven't heard the name Ja Rule in 15 years."
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was going to be his
Furious.
comeback, man. You know, he was going to
Yeah,
be Fyre
dude.
Fest guy.
Him and Ashanti.
I thought it was. I think it's a must watch, and I do really think the angle is really like fucking major shade from Hulu. It's like, hey, we're putting ours out first, but by the way, the guys who kind of helped make all this fraud happen are making the next documentary. So
It's dope.
it might feel weird watching that one, knowing that like
I love it. Man.
they
I mean,
helped
to me,
con
let's
out
go.
a lot of people.
The thing though, like that next documentary is going to be real good though, because those guys were actually on the inside, like helping to market this shit. So they know
well,
the truth.
Well, no, well, I mean, one of their former employees that quit was in the Hulu one.
Oh, so he
And
was
who
like,
was in
"Don't
charge
fucking
of
watch that one."
who was in charge of like designing the whole thing and the layout, and they're talking about like, yeah, on muted words, we muted like even the word festival. Like you have to mute bad, you have to mute flights, you have to mute schedule,
Ja
lineup,
Rule.
mute everything, and then people would like
Pirate ship.
If
You know,
you
I'm gonna
were if you were questioning or complaining, they would send you a cease and desist.
Jesus.
Like that's how bad it got. you
That's
know?
not legal. I
It's
don't think.
fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, I would be. That's interesting because that just goes to show you how fucking bad it was, because the shit got out anyway. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
man.
They didn't do their job very well.
I need two things from you.
Okay.
Number one, can you bring my laptop? Number two, can you put up a Patreon post for this? It was like, hey, what do you want to see the guys talk about? I forgot that I tried to do that now at the end of the show, so I never did that.
Okay.
Thank you. What? Why did that get why did they get the Joey? What do
Because
you
then
mean?
that starts my wheels turning on, like, oh, we should do something more regular and all of that stuff.
Probably. Yeah.
So we'll talk about that.
All right.
You're gonna put up a post right now asking people what we should talk about.
Yeah.
For next week or for this one?
For this one. Well, I mean, even if we get there, who even knows if we'll need it? But I like to have it.
We all got stories.
I mean, I could pick up the thing from last.
No,
time.
I think it's a great idea.
Main guy's going to jail for 9 years, by the way.
Holy
Good.
shit.
Someone should go to
What are
jail
the
for that.
charges?
That's negligence.
Like just
criminal
crazy
negligence.
fraud and all this bullshit. Like
Crazy fraud.
Like well, also he just lies nonstop about everything, and they also interview like psychologists who are like, no, yeah, this is what fucking con artists do. Like they will pass lie detector tests because they believe what they're saying, and like they're all about being chummy and smiley and hey, you know, I'm a cool, personable person, but they're here to fuck you over. And this whole event was about fucking over rich millennials with like social followings.
And they did.
And
They
they
fucked him over.
Tim
Well,
watched from a Chipotle.
well, they also talk about how like
fucking
how he
idiots.
got it started was like he would buy a bunch of tickets to like Hamilton and he couldn't afford them. But in order to pay for those Hamilton tickets, he would sell Super Bowl tickets afterwards to pay for the Hamilton debt. And Super Bowl tickets would sell out. It's like, oh, I'm selling tickets to the fucking Met Gala or whatever. And the guy who like works kind of on the team was like, you can't buy tickets to the Met Gala. You can't buy tickets to a private party with Beyonce. But
Well, I think
he
that-
somehow sold it to people.
Yeah, that's
and like,
hilarious.
it was always like the next thing sold all the debt for the next thing. But that thing had
so
to
he's just always sort of underwater.
Yeah,
but
it was
just
cr-
covering-
it's fucking
He's a con
crazy.
artist. Yeah, that's crazy. But what's insane about this is like, you know, I'm a very paranoid human being.
No.
Yeah, I'm very paranoid. And that's why I'll never go to like a Coachella, or actually I would go to Coachella, but I won't go to like Burning Man. It's just not gonna happen. Because in my brain, I'm gonna go to Burning Man. I'm gonna run out of water. I'm gonna be I was an asshole to someone day one, and they're gonna be the person that's like, well, I could have given you water, but you were an asshole day one.
They're gonna be
Then I die
turning
in
you
the
like
desert.
where the pigs are on the over the fire. You
Exactly,
know what I mean?
and they fucking
Your body's gonna be
But
rotating.
instead of hitting that moment where I learn something about myself and fundamentally change, I just fucking die,
Yeah.
and somebody eats my body.
There's
Like
nothing
some-
that scares me more than Burning Man.
Burning Man is ridiculous.
too.
So the
That's
idea of
horrifying.
like flying to a remote place on the planet to go to a festival like this just
And do a
sounds
fuck ton of drugs
ridiculous.
that you don't know where they're coming from.
You don't know
It's
where they're
like-
They're coming from your friends. Your
Your
Burning
new-
Man
your
friends.
new Where'd your friends get them from?
Are you telling me if right now Lauren Lanning walked in, wild eyes, and gave you a drug, you wouldn't take it? Come on.
Night.
Come on.
Burning Man, maybe, but like, no, probably not. Lauren,
Well, the thing is-
Lauren's.
yeah.
All due respect to Lauren, his tolerance is gonna be a lot higher than mine. For sure.
When
for psychedelics.
Burning Man is over, there's always like at least 30 dead bodies, and just a big fucking bulldozer just like scoops all the bodies up.
I
and
know,
just
I'll
tosses
ever
them
remember
in the
that.
pit.
Who cares?
Those are the people that didn't survive.
Burning Man is one of those things that I'd like to go to if it was a day trip, which is fundamentally the opposite of what Burning Man's supposed to be.
Right.
I would like to go, normal clothes, go there, experience it, and then drive the fuck out that night.
I would
But
like
you're not
Burning
supposed
Man
do
to
that.
be a YouTube video that I can just skim through and
Yeah.
be like,
They
I
have
get it.
those for sure.
I'm out.
Those you can absolutely watch, and they're stunning because it looks cool. But I think you have to
know,
sit,
man.
and I think you have to get stinky, and I think you have to like.
real
You have to
It's
get
a lot of
stinky.
dirt.
You have
put
to
your
get
stinky
stinky.
part in someone
It's-
else's stinky part.
it's
and then
very
you
much
shower
like
together. and
Lord of
then
the
no-
Flies
everyone's
and
Why don't you
stuff.
shower, dude?
Everything
Do you
smells
even
like
shower?
asshole.
I think you
Well,
can
you pour
shower.
They have
water on
showers.
each other.
Yeah, some
Uh,
people bring showers, some people bring other stuff, and you can
But it's
you
all
do like
trade, man. It's all trade.
Yeah,
I'll
that's the
trade
thing,
this.
Kevin. That's the
Yeah, I
thing
know.
that
Yeah,
worries
there's no
me.
currency.
And the only thing I have to trade
You guys are crazy. Bunch
is
of
mouth.
dum-dums. Jesus.
That's all I got.
Damn, Nick.
That's all I got. to
That's
tra-
your instrument.
Talking. I talk, guys. I'm
Yeah,
an
that's
entertainer.
your instrument,
I'm a
right?
comedian.
Oh,
Jesus
got it.
Christ, get your
Okay.
fucking heads out of the gutter.
Okay.
And it's a wet mouth.
It's gonna be, I'm gonna tell you this right now, Kevin and Andy. We're gonna have a good show tomorrow. The cafe is gonna be a good show tomorrow. Yeah, it is.
I'm excited.
I'm excited, Kevin.
Yeah.
Let's get it going, doggy dog.
If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, because I haven't told you so you wouldn't know, today's Kind of Funny podcast is brought to you by University of Advancing Technology and HIMSS, but I'll tell you about that later. For now, what else do you guys want to talk about?
I just want to talk about
I went to Mexico.
You went to Mexico.
That was weird.
Say it the right way.
Mexico.
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 No.
We already learned about
In their culture, they
Argentina.
don't do that.
Mexico.
Argentina.
It was weird. I was in Cabo. Never been there. Never
Were
thought
you
I'd
in
end
Mexico
up
or you were in Mexico, right?
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought when you tagged it, you tagged in like Baja California or some shit like
That's
that.
Mexico.
But he said he was in Cabo.
But Baja California is Mexico, right? It's California, like is long, and that little extra piece is called Baja.
On the
Yeah, it's
bottom.
Baja.
Yeah.
But
the
it's
ocean,
not-
nothing but Baja
That's
Blast.
actually-
Not U.S.
Yeah, but sorry, I'm just confused as to where you were. I thought you were in
To be fair,
Baja.
I'm confused too.
California.
So California goes into Mexico?
A part of
It's
it.
that
There's
little
a
strip,
It's
Kevin.
just
I was
a
like,
little-
Baja
That's what they call
California,
it.
a Mexican state.
There's a little dingleberry. that
Baja
goes
California is a Mexican state on the
It's got the
Baja
same
California Peninsula, bordering the U.S. and the state of California.
it's that little like hang-on dick sort of.
there. That's
Looks
not
like
where
a horse
Cabo
dick.
is, though, is it?
I guess it is.
I'm looking
That's
it up,
where I
guys.
went.
Is Cabo in Baja?
Capital
no,
is-
Cabo's not in Baja.
The capital.
No, it is in
Baja.
it
It's
is.
very
Holy
much in
shit.
Baja.
Wow,
You're
look
an
at
idiot.
that.
I am
I'm an
an
idiot.
idiot. There you go. That makes sense.
I'm an
Wow.
idiot.
I'm a fucking
Because you
idiot.
geotag one of your things, and I was like, that's the longest geotag ever. It was like Baja California, Cabo, Mexico.
Yeah.
Los Puesos.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what
let's
it,
put
that's what it was.
Nachos
But yeah, I
pesos.
went to Cabo. It was the first time I ever went to a resort that was like all inclusive. Like,
Oh.
the whole thing. We got the penthouse, which was crazy,
Oh,
which
yeah.
sounds fancy.
El
But a
Presidente
couple things to
suite.
keep in mind. It's Mexico.
just
Everything's
a-
super
it was
cheap.
just a magazine.
We also had a shit ton of people with us.
Do you remember the
so-
name of the place you stayed at?
No,
Okay.
no, I don't. But it was the most beautiful penthouse I've ever seen. We had a private jacuzzi.
It's called Cabo Wabo.
Sammy Hagar's Cabo Wabo penthouse.
What do you think Sammy Hagar was thinking when he opened that place?
Fucking, I'm gonna make $1
I'm
million
gonna make so
and
much
he
fucking
has.
money selling booze to shitty tourists. Did you guys go to Cabo Wabo?
No. There's a place called Senor Frogs.
Yeah, that's
I didn't go there.
That's
No,
the
no.
place that's like.
Did you
it's
go to the
very
big mall?
tourist as well?
No,
Have you been to Senior Frogs in Florida?
no.
It's
you
not
know
like
that.
you lived. You didn't say you enjoyed this vacation.
We
The
did
last
both
time
though.
I was in Cabo
Uh-huh.
was with G Unit.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That was in Cabo?
I think it was in Cabo. Yeah,
Wait, who's what?
G-Unit?
I did a
50
I did
Cent
a 50 Cent
G-Unit?
blood on the sand thing.
Oh, the actual G Unit.
yeah.
Got it.
Yeah,
Because at one point we called you, me, and Cool Greg the G Unit.
yeah, that was the lunch G.
where we
Unit.
would go to lunch together.
Yeah, we did that joke
Can
for
you
about 2
imagine
weeks.
Nick and Cool Greg in Cabo?
That'd be
Because that's
nuts.
even
We would get
funnier
arrested.
than him in the real G Unit.
We would get arrested.
So why did you go to Cabo?
It was my friend's 30th birthday.
Okay.
But the best part about this is the Nintendo Switch. Because we had a private jacuzzi, and every fucking night, the girls would do whatever the hell they were doing. And all the guys just get in that damn jacuzzi, put our Switches down, get some pro controllers, and smash it up. You know what
Conservatively, you guys are doing it wrong.
I mean? No,
Just don't
no,
know
no,
if that's
no.
how jacuzzis were meant to be.
Speaking of doing it wrong,
utilized when there's a group of women. nearby.
the fucking alcohol there is ridiculous because it's free because it's all inclusive or
Yeah.
whatever. It's the most watered down shit of all time.
It's like Vegas, but like cheaper.
But what's crazy about it though is they water down everything and they try to play it off like they don't. And they'll really do this whole pony dance of like a tequila bottle and like show you them opening it. I'm like, bullshit.
It's like
that thing has been opened before. You've syringed water into this shit.
It's like the scene in Caddyshack where he comes back with the beer. He's like, whoa, there it is.
I like to imagine them.
I
I like to imagine them prepping the drink. You're like, ooh, it's so strong. Like,
Oh man, don't go blind, guys. Be careful out there.
Yeah, it was quite the adventure.
My next question:
Wouldn't recommend
Did you go to the resort's pool?
Yeah.
Did you? Is it at like the top of the place? And did it have? Was it like one of those like waterfall ones that went over?
No. Oh, actually, there was an infinity pool. We didn't go over there though.
Okay.
But there was like a bunch of different pools. One of them was one of the swim up to a bar pool.
Yeah.
And in the water there was actually like bar stools.
They made a tile.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went to the same place.
Those are cool.
Here's the thing, and this is not scientifically tested at all. I believe there's only one all-inclusive place in Cabo.
There's not. There's a
Because
whole bunch.
I went to the one, and then Colin went to that same one, and then it sounds like you went to the same one.
Yeah.
Where everybody's just drawn to the one place. That's
It's
all.
also possible.
Science with Kev. Kevin.
No, there's multiple.
It's possible that I stayed there because I
Maybe.
stayed in a resort. It wasn't all. I mean, we didn't get.
I mean,
all
there's like 10
thing.
resorts all next to each other.
Yeah, ours was actually not that far from the like the touristy area, but I don't know.
I had so
I'm
many
sure,
crumbs on me.
It happens. You eat a lot of Cheetos.
I forgot what I was driving at.
My apologies.
No,
You were
were
there.
like
You were all playing
water
Switch.
together.
You were all getting your
Yeah,
Switches
yeah.
wet. You're all touching your Joy-Cons, just rubbing each other's Joy-Cons.
Rubbing them off, man.
Sand.
Yeah. I don't know. Mexico was weird.
Gets everywhere.
So you were there for a 30th birthday.
Yes. Yeah, it was fun.
Was it just blackout
cool.
drunk all day long, all night?
No, because it was super watered down. Like it was like impossible to get drunk.
A lot of all-inclusive places.
Yeah.
Okay, so that middle. I feel like that middle one's where I stayed.
This one?
No, sorry, the towers.
The towers
Look on
at Pueblo Bonita.
that looks very familiar. Right there in the middle. Can I get some images of that bad boy? That looks.
That looks familiar?
Yeah, I think that was where I
Tim,
stayed.
is this where you stayed?
No. Now I remember what I was saying. We met a woman there
Could be wrong.
that was a little older than us.
I thought she's gonna be small.
Your-
She was a
your
tiny
guys'
person.
age, maybe. So not old, but like.
How big? Like 6 inches off the ground.
She's like a little midge or whatever for Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
But we met this woman and she was
No, that was her name.
freshly divorced, and like she was telling us this whole story. Then we find out she's from San Francisco, and it's like, oh shit. And we had one single friend, and I'm like, this is gonna be a fun little trip. And like life just kept working out. There would always end up being me, Gia, my single friend, and then she'd be at the pool, and she would just swim, and be like, hey guys. I was like, oh man. Then we get back to SF.
Yeah.
He orders an Uber pool.
Oh no. No.
That's
She's
God
the driver.
telling you.
Pryor.
With her. And I'm like, this is a fucking movie right now. It's
Did they
pretty
end up hooking up?
fantastic. They're still talking. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know the end of the story yet.
Did they seal the deal on vacay though? Because there's
No,
nothing better
no,
than
no,
that vacay makeout sesh.
Nah.
Vacay
nah,
makeout. Vacay makeout.
Vacay makay.
A vacay
Vacay
maker.
maker.
Nah, I wasn't know that. I got to go snorkeling though.
That's
Got to
fun.
see a bunch of fishes.
Did you get sunburned?
Yeah, my wings right now are pretty bad.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
And like I got the color. It's not.
You have the
good.
color, yeah, but you know,
Yeah.
usually you're come back like a 3rd degree
Yeah,
burn.
no. I was. You guys saw me in San Diego.
Embarrassing.
When it was embarrassing. Just
yeah.
like my face was covered in.
You're
just
trying to have like
white
business
goo.
meetings, but you were just covered in goo. Yeah.
What was
Yeah,
the
it's just
coolest?
like Casper
what
the
was the coolest
Friendly
fish
Ghost.
you saw?
The coolest fish? It was a blue one with little yellow stripes.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
he was
That
cool.
sounds real cool.
Yeah, it was dope. Man. He was a really cool fish.
What did you guys party at night, or did you just only stay in the
Yeah,
resort?
I mean, we would get up and then drink all day, and by the time it was time to go out,
Yeah, you don't wanna
we're
go
just
out.
like, let's just stay home and smash.
See, that's my thing. Is I mean, obviously, I like staying in hotels. Like, I like the idea of going to a nice hotel and like utilizing it for what it is. 'Cause they're beautiful. So I don't blame you for that, because there's nothing better for me. Like when old Nick Scarpino goes on vacation, I like to be in by about 6 o'clock with some Star Trek Discovery on the Netflix. Call it a day. It's easy peasy.
I will say though, not a fan of this all-inclusive business. I feel like
I think it's
just-
kind of a sham.
It's a sham. It's a total sham.
Because
where
how
it's
much
like-
did you pay per day for? The
I don't
inclusion?
even remember. It honestly wasn't that much. Like because we had so many people, just like I don't know, people have deals and whatever the hell. We got the hookup. But it's like great. You get unlimited shitty food and unlimited shitty drinks.
Shitty booze, yeah. That's how it
This
always is.
isn't cool at all. Like I would much rather pay a little bit more to get good things.
Yeah.
You know? And I
Yeah.
feel like I actually wouldn't be spending that much just ordering the things I wanted to order. You know?
Did you get those tacos at the water
And they
bar?
wouldn't let us go in the fucking water, in the ocean water.
Why not?
Because like
Dangerous.
Sharks.
Different sides of the little dingle of California. One side you're not allowed to go in the water. One side you are.
Really? Is too strong.
Yeah. Crazy shit.
Tim is a strong swimmer, though.
I am.
No, he's not.
Not
Great
at all.
swimmer.
No.
I am not at all.
But yeah, quite the experience, I guess. 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
It would get Kevin's meh emoji.
Did
7
you
out of 10.
leave
Must
the
see.
resort at all though?
No.
Okay.
No.
I- 'cause
Oh,
when I-
no, we did. We went on a boat.
Okay. Well, I bummed around
toasty
town a bunch when we were there.
Yeah.
Back in the day. This is
Me
a
and
long time
Spence
ago.
Dookie did as
And
well.
there was like all these awesome taco places. The
We
crazy
walked
ass
through.
mall.
We walked through all that. I guess. Yeah, we walked through that area to get to the boat.
Okay.
Worst boat experience I've had
What happened?
with my friend Shari.
How big is it?
Obsessed with these boats. Right. Anytime we go on a trip, she's like, "We're getting a fucking boat," and I appreciate that because I like jumping off the boats. This boat wouldn't let us jump off.
What?
It was like a nice little like drop in to snorkel.
Mexico.
I'm like, this is some bullshit. Yeah, smallest boat I've been on.
Oh,
International.
okay.
one.
You got to
see
go
it
to
on my
Argentina,
Instagram.
man. They'll let you do whatever the fuck you want.
Well, that's
down
what
there.
Bali. They let us do whatever the fuck we
Whatever the
want.
hell you want.
In
You want to die?
Hawaii-
We don't care.
In Hawaii, they were like, you shouldn't jump off, but whatever, do it. Remember the catamaran we
And I
got?
did. It was great.
I was at a bachelor party once up in Tahoe, and we rented a boat, and the woman was like, under no circumstances should you jump in Lake Tahoe. It's too cold. You'll freeze to death. And then we all got super drunk, and we all jumped into the lake.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
fine. She was overreacting.
Yeah.
It was cold.
Well, it's because they've lost people before. You know,
They've lost people.
somebody dies in there. It's too cold.
Lake
Yeah.
Tahoe?
Yeah.
I doubt it.
You,
I just
you
feel like-
tell me right now, straight face, Snowbike Mike's never fished a dead body out of Lake Tahoe.
Snowbike Mike probably has put a couple
now.
dead bodies in Lake
It's a
Tahoe.
fact.
No, I just feel like if you're gonna rent boats to people now, that just comes with it, right? Like someone's had a boating accident at some point. That's what you have insurance for. What do you want from me?
I like
cold.
a good pontoon boat.
What's a
Scared-
pontoon?
Well, the boat you went on
Just
was
a
way too
square.
small for that many people.
It was
that
way too
on
small. It was
It
bullshit.
was way too small. I saw your picture. It was like 50 people on a boat the size of this table.
Yeah.
You guys watch.
Yeah, it was very cozy. All I want to do is get off the boat. But there was whales. I posted Instagram videos
saw
of this
that.
shit. The whales were hella close to us. Like
Oh, that's
the
a
whales
pontoon.
were like where Kevin is to us.
Wow.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, dude.
This close.
Dude, seriously.
How big were they? Huge.
They were big.
Were you shocked by how big the whales
Sperm
are?
whale?
Yeah, man.
We've talked
whale?
about
It wasn't Free Willy looking.
we've talked
Or
about this.
orca.
Talked about this before. Like the fear of the ocean and the unknown. What's that website? What's that subreddit called, Kevin? That's a subreddit for it.
I'm afraid of the
Where it's
ocean.
just like-
r/I'm
it's
afraid of the
people
ocean.
on a boat and you just see like giant
Oh,
fucking.
fear of things underwater, right?
Yeah, but I forgot the.
I'm
it's-
afraid r/I'm afraid of things underwater at Reddit.
No, it's definitely not that.
I get it though because I love jumping off boats and I do it anytime I
Thalassophobia.
get the fucking chance. But putting on little snorkel gear and looking, I'm like, yo, there's hella fish under here, and I'm like looking, and scuba divers are underneath us, and I'm like,
Oh,
there's
whoa.
all this shit going on.
Wow.
It's
I
crazy.
feel like this is thalassophobia. Is that how you
Yeah.
call it?
Yeah.
Thalassophobia.
Is it
I feel like
intensive
that is
versus-
well founded though, because there are a lot of
Absolutely.
things in the ocean that can just swallow you whole.
Yeah,
Honestly-
and it's a lot of photos. Like sometimes it's an overhead shot of a little person on a boat with a giant fucking whale underneath them.
Why is there a
Well,
picture
also,
of a dinosaur?
This, yeah,
Yeah, I know,
this
I was
is
gonna
fucking
say, yeah.
terrifying. Why would they put that picture there?
It's terrifying.
Yeah, it's
Because
making
it's
my
a
fear way
visualization of the
Oh,
film.
open up the subreddit when you get a chance, Kev.
There was one on Reddit the other day that wasn't on this subreddit, but it was just like really close at a dock. And a whale coming, like all these bubbles coming up, and this whale coming up from like, why the fuck were you this close to us? Get
Yeah.
out of here, you damn whale.
Yeah, dude.
You clown.
Whales are huge, man.
Spray him with a little spray bottle.
You punch him in the nose.
Get outta
No,
here.
well, that was my favorite thing is when like the dudes were like, oh, some whales are gonna like look over there, the whales are gonna come, and we're like, how the fuck do you know? They're professionals. But these like 5 seconds later, whales come out, does the like jumpy thing, and we're all like, whoa! And then like of course I immediately go to like do the blowhole, and like on command this thing goes psh, and shoots it up. I'm like, whoa! Like I've never seen a whale
And he
before.
puts his hand out like, give me money.
Did you want to swim with a whale? Have you thought about swimming?
No,
with a
no,
whale?
no,
Jesus
no.
Christ, that's a big drop.
Oh my god.
Why would he do that?
Because he's drunk.
Dun.
That was
Hold on.
Nick.
College
at
kid,
Tahoe.
college kid jumps off cruise ship on Reddit. Is what we
He's
just
fine.
saw.
That kid's getting thrown off that fucking.
Hell
boat.
yeah,
he's
he is.
definitely getting thrown on. Like he could have died.
Yeah, he could have died.
Like,
Yeah, this
you can
isn't
see reefs.
this isn't like the normal content I've seen.
Oh my God, watching it, I feel the like.
He's
Yeah.
still falling for so long.
That's a
Most of
really
the content
long
is
fall.
like people in a small little raft with like giant ass fucking creatures next to them. It's like,
What's that one look underneath that?
This
That
one.
looks
To
really
you,
deep.
Nick?
Oh, that one.
Yeah, what's it look like?
That looks.
It's a big whale.
yeah, look at that shit.
Jesus, I never seen a blowhole from that angle. That thing looks tight.
Jesus, man.
Look at that fucking thing. That is Gucci, man. That's what Cool Greg would call all Gucci.
That's what Cool Greg would call all Gucci. I
That's
believe.
damn.
right.
That's what a
Do you think
blowhole
the
looks like?
whale saw the drone?
Yeah, he's probably like,
From
I'm
his
gonna spit
blowhole?
on
No
this
way.
now.
Whales, their eyes can't see up.
It looks like
Yeah, they can't
it
see
looks
up.
like a combination between a vagina and a nostril. That is weird.
I was talking to some people and I heard
thought
that
they were just holes.
a whale's eye, like their like
Can a
scope
whale
of
see
vision is like
drones?
looking through a keyhole all the time, but on both sides.
Oh shit! Like
Really?
Really?
No, I didn't make that up. I don't know. Whales probably have really good ideas.
Anyway, yeah, fucking the ocean freaks me out sometimes, man.
Yeah,
I used
Just
to get
think-
freaked out when
I'm just not drawn to it. You know what I mean?
I don't like it. I
Every
think it's
time we
dumb.
ride down to get tacos over at Fish Hook or whatever, Jen's always like, let's go up on the beach. Let's just get up there and you stare at it. Yep, still here. Hasn't killed us yet.
Yeah. One
Not
day.
doing
coming for
anything.
us.
It
Cold.
wants to, dude.
Yeah,
It
oh
wants
yeah.
to.
I'm right there with you. I've never been a guy that like heard the call of the ocean and needed to yacht.
Sure.
I'm not that kind of thing. I feel like that's
Needed to yacht. I heard the call. I heard the call of the ocean. I need to yacht.
I got a yacht.
Somebody put on the yacht rock. Let's go. No, I just feel like there's people out there that are super drawn to it. Like my buddy Eric, because they sail.
Oh, yeah,
They're
that whole
sailing-
family.
The Hearts are a sailing family.
And his-
they sail around through the Panama Canal and all in the Suez canals. There's all so many
that
fucking
sounds
canals.
so wealthy.
And they have like a small boat, and they just like doing that. They grew up doing that. So
Yeah.
like Eric grew up with his sister. Like they would be on the boat. Like I mean, the boat's not huge. Like you're sleeping like right on top of each other in bunks. But I hear that and I'm just like, that sounds fucking terrible. Because like here's the thing. Something goes wrong in the ocean, you're fucked. You got to eat each other. Or you got to drink your own piss. I don't like this concept.
Two things I'll pull out of that story. From the Eric side,
Yeah.
when I met his sister the first time, and I should say I think I met his sister the first time sober because I think she was at Beta Breakers my first year and I was just way too wasted.
Beta Breakers was.
But when I think it's what you're talking about, where her dad wanted to come pick her up, and he sailed from like Florida around up to Alaska. Got her from whatever she was doing, then brought her down to SF, dropped her off, and then went to Florida.
Yeah.
And him and his sister were telling me the stories his dad has, and those stories are so good. I tell those to other people now. Not as mine. I don't pass them off as mine. Nobody's like, you never ran into a pirate. You'd cry to death. Like, no, you know what I mean? But like this shit, so good. And then the other one about like, what are you doing when you're on the ocean, you idiot? What are you doing? Can't remember if it's a Death, Sex, or Money. Or Death, Sex, and Money, or This American Life. I think it might be This American Life. But it's this story of this family that maybe it was Death, Sex, and Money. This couple that had like a 3-month-old who made news for having to call in the Coast Guard when their boat sank, and they'd been living on the boat. I guess it was like they at 3 months or something went out with the kid, and like so at 9 months they had to like fire the flare and use the one-use like cell phone giant thing to be like, we're about to die.
Like in
Please come
Jurassic
help
Park,
us.
the big fucking.
Exactly.
Wait, sorry.
Can you,
the 3-month-old called?
No. It was that they made headlines basically of like, hey, this family that has like a less than a year old baby, were out on the ocean trying to live there, and they had to call it, and like, what a bunch of idiots. They were like publicly shamed for like, why would the fuck would you do this? And it was their story of their side of why they went out there and did all this stuff and were living on this boat and how it was great
Trying to
for a
get rid of
while
the baby.
until they almost died in this fucking boat. Because why the fuck would you choose with a fucking less than a year old baby to go live on the
It's all
water?
about that boat. life.
Here's why I'll never do this. Eric told me a story of I think it was the first time he brought his then fiance, now wife, out, and they went on a long trip, and he was like, you have to be very careful because thanks bud, because when you're out in the middle of the ocean and you don't see definitely beer, you don't see any land, people freak out. And like you can freak out because your brain just
Feels
goes,
so
"There's
isolated."
nothing around me that can save us if anything goes wrong. And I'm like, that would be me. I'd freak the fuck out.
Yeah, there's
And I
no
don't-
way I can get out of here right now.
I can't get off the boat. Like,
yeah.
if I get off the boat, I die. Like everything around me is death. Everything around me. It's like when you play the couch lava game, but
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah.
With fucking big fish. Can't do it.
Yeah,
I
it's
got
like I kind of have the same feelings about like being on crazy drugs, right? Like fucking acid or
that's
else
why I
like
want to do hard drugs. I don't want
like,
to be able to.
when you are in that
deal.
state, if you're having like a terrible trip, like you're stuck in there, and like
I
I'm
don't like
so
smoking that
terrified
much-
of even trying that. Like,
Yeah, I don't like smoking that much weed for that specific purpose. Like if I don't know how to moderate. That's why I don't smoke weed. Because if I have like one puff, I'm like, I don't really feel this. So then me stupidly, I'll have like 15,
eat the
16 more
joint.
hits. And yeah, I'm just ingesting
that's like
it.
everybody's experience with edibles. Like
I won't
that
do
happens
edibles.
to everybody who's
will
ever
not do it.
like you eat one and it's like 3 hours go by. You're like, man, nothing. Let me try another one, and then all of a sudden, the one, yeah. So you see The Matrix.
I watched a really weird documentary last night called The Perfect Bid. Have you guys seen this pop up on Netflix yet?
No.
It's about a guy who is obsessed with The Price is Right.
Oh.
So much so that he memorized all the prices over the span of like 30 years and was able to help some like 3 or 4 people get like almost a perfect, if not a perfect Price is Right game.
Wow.
And how like they had to people were like shaming him and like accusing everyone of cheating. It was the most fucking fascinating thing I've seen in a long time. And this guy's like a mathematician, like a junior high math teacher.
Yeah.
Made a program to like quiz himself and went there like 30 times. Finally got on. Kind of didn't win. Kind of lost. I mean, he won, but he just didn't do so well.
No one really wins when they play The Price is Right.
Well, he got this the punch out game, like the thing where you're supposed to like pick a bunch of numbers, and he almost got $10,000, but he got $1,000. So he won some money and like a Barca Lounger and stuff like that. But then the guy that made headlines for this is the controversy. The guy that made headlines for getting the perfect game was like, yeah, I just been studying this stuff for years, and yada yada. And then this guy came out and was like, bullshit, I was there when you won, and I was screaming you. I was telling you the numbers. And he goes, the big problem was, and they actually interviewed Drew Carey, and like they have footage from Drew Carey and Calvin Pollock when they did a podcast together about this, because Drew Carey was like, I thought I was gonna lose my fucking job, because the guy gets to the final bid, the showcase, and he's bidding on a car, and he goes, how much is this like Chevy Silverado, whatever it is? And the guy that this documentary is about is sitting there talking to the dude's wife. And she goes, what do you think? And he goes, I'm going to add it up real quick. And he goes, 23,743. And he goes, remember that number, because I'm going to add it up one more time. And he goes, this is in his head. He goes, okay, what did I say? I said 23,743. Is that what I said before? She goes, yeah. He goes, that's the number. And then the guy, you see the footage, this unaired footage, you see the guy look over, and he, for some reason, he goes, I don't want to get it wrong. So Theodore, the guy that the documentary is about, mouths 23,400 or whatever. But you hear the wife scream out the real number. And so the guy like looks over and goes 23,443, and Drew Carey goes, and they had to like go to commercial. He's like, you got the exact number. It was exactly right.
Wow.
And then the guy's like, then they interview him. He's like, the number just came to me. I don't know. And the guy in the fucking audience was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, this is my one claim to fame. You're taking this shit away from me.
Is that illegal to do?
No.
Yeah, that's my thing.
It's totally
like,
not illegal.
Yeah.
But the producers were pissed, of course,
Well,
because
fuck
it
'em.
like, but like that.
Get a
that's
real
the-
job. Do a real show.
I didn't
allow
realize
the
it's
crowd
called
to
The Price
yell
is Right,
then.
but the guy's like, he's like, I watched The Price is Right when I was a kid, and we watched it so much because there was only 4 channels on that I noticed that they started having the same TV. It was the same avocado ugly ass TV, and it was always it was like $4.99 or something like that, or $5.49, something like that. He goes, so I just kind of became obsessed with it and finally started going to the point where like he was actually on 3 or 4 episodes, and Bob Barker knew him. He was like, "What's up, Theodore? Like, this is going to be interesting."
People
and
are weird,
people
man.
like figured out that he knew the prices, and so you can see multiple times people turning around, looking at him, and like winning, like winning thousands of dollars. Like one woman won like 30 grand.
Did he ever
worth
want
of
to cut
shit.
or anything?
No, he just thought it was fun.
What a nice guy.
People are like, did you like his dad? He was like, my
Some
dad always
people
asked
just
like I
want to
should.
watch the world burn.
Some kid
People just want to watch the wheel turn.
They're just like, fuck you, Drew Carey.
No, this is a fascinating thing. This kid won 2 cars because one of the prizes was a car, and then in the showcase won a car, and he
Mr.
helped
Papa
him win.
Georgia.
Like Vegas vacation.
Yeah, it's weird as shit, man.
Put a
But,
dollar in
like,
a cup,
it was a
put a
pretty
dollar
cool
in a cup.
documentary.
Yeah.
Speaking of Drew Carey,
Yeah.
real quick, dumb young Tim story.
Okay.
Remember the Drew Carey show?
How can we
Absolutely.
forget?
Great
You know,
show.
the woman in that.
Yeah.
Nope.
Don't know her name, but I mean.
I remember he had a show, and I feel like I always get that show confused with
my God.
Jesus.
Andy. I always get that show confused with Whose Line Is It Anyway? That
Same
Drew Carey was
cast.
also on, but it was the same
Maybe.
cast of people. Like, wasn't the guy from Office Space in it?
Yeah, that woman.
Yeah, that guy. Okay.
Whatever. I
Trudy,
don't know.
wasn't it, or something like
Wait, you
that?
talking about Mimi, or you talking
Mimi,
about
that's what it is.
his friend, the brunette?
The middle one.
Mimi. Okay.
Growing up, I always thought that she was Drew Carey.
I also did.
Kathy Kinney.
I thought that it was like a Nutty Professor
Yeah.
type situation.
That
I mean, that's
makes
we
sense.
grew up in that world where it was Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
You know, he was.
I will
everywhere.
say, I don't remember the Drew Carey show that well, but I don't think they had that kind of budget to do the effects on that every single episode.
When I was a fucking 7-year-old kid, I didn't know
Sure.
anything about that.
She was awesome. She must
she
be
was
a
real
comic.
I was convinced
She
that
must-
was
oh,
Drew
Totally.
Carey.
Yeah.
God, that must have been such a fun character to play. Click on that one where she's leaning against the wall. Look at this. What a fun character.
She knows.
I remember really liking the Drew Carey show.
Yeah, me too. Buzz
I
Beer.
remember a fucking thing about it though.
Me neither. But it was on that like loop of TV where it's like Simpsons and this and Whose Line Is It Anyway?
No,
Where it was just sort of like
Exclusively.
middle of the road content where you're like,
Yeah.
this is a solid 70%.
I guess I'm here. Wherever.
Forever.
You know what show I think like Rogan talks about it all the time because he used to be on it was News Radio, and I remember really liking that show.
News Radio is really.
And I
good.
don't know if it's on. I've been meaning to check and see if I can find it on demand because I want to go back and watch it. But Phil Hartman, that's just fucking
You
amazing.
have to be maybe Amazon. I want to say I've seen that kicked
It's
around.
gotta be.
Yeah.
I'd love to go back and watch those old episodes because that cast was so good.
Yeah.
And then John Lovitz took it over, and you're like, no, it's not gonna work.
Hey man,
It's not gonna work. But he came in. He came in on a clutch.
exactly. What are
Where's
you gonna
boy?
do? Somebody's got to go out there and bat, right?
Keep it going.
Yeah.
Then there was
Keep it
Spin City.
That was the Charlie Sheen one.
That
Wow,
was Michael
okay.
J.
It was
Fox.
Michael
Michael
J.
J. Fox,
Fox.
not Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen was on a different one, like Hardball or some shit like
No,
that.
when
Charlie
he came
Sheen
in
came on, he
after, when Michael
replaced
J.
Michael J.
Fox
Fox.
announced he had Parkinson's and left, they brought in Charlie Sheen.
And then when Charlie Sheen burned down on his one, didn't they bring in Aston Kutcher for that?
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
2.5 Men.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then
and now
there was
John-
Dharma and Greg.
How, let's
I
be fair.
love Dharma Greg. Jenna Elfman, is that what that was her
Yeah.
name?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Oh, I
Man, she had a
huge
moment,
crush
right?
on her.
She had a moment.
That was a good show, Dharma Greg. She
And then
was the
she did a
free spirit, he
couple
was
movies.
lawyer.
She was in Ed.
Was she in Ed?
Yeah, she was the one that Matthew McConaughey was going after. In Ed.
Which one was Ed?
It was the one where he sold the rights for them to live broadcast his life all the time.
Right.
They followed him around.
It was kind of the Truman Show, but not as good.
But he was in on it. It wasn't like,
Yeah.
he made
Yeah.
the choice.
Dharma's mom and dad were like the fucking quintessential
I
parents
didn't watch
on
enough.
TV.
I didn't watch enough.
And the mom is now in The Good Wife, which is what she is watching now.
That
Yeah, we're talking
show
about Dharma Greg, yeah.
has no right being as good as it is.
She's obsessed with it.
Don't watch it. You will get
I mean,
sucked
it's just
in.
on. It's
You
like
will get sucked in.
We're
Don't-
far enough now. I think she's on like season 5, and I'm like,
Doesn't matter.
This is actually getting interesting.
That's my problem.
Yeah.
I watch. My wife was watching, finished it because it's done. Now it's on to The Good Fight, and she's like, I'm not going to watch that.
And that's the one that's only on CBS All
I
Access?
believe so, yes. But it looks good. It's similar. It's one of the characters from it is going. It's like a spinoff, basically. But my wife was watching it, and it was like maybe 4 episodes before the end. And I'm like, it's 4 episodes. I'll just sit down and watch it with her and try not to do the thing I always do, which is when I don't like a show, I make fun of it and then ruin the experience for her.
Well, she does that to your movies, though.
100%. And so I started watching it, and I'm like, why in the fuck am I so into this show? And like,
Juliana
Jeffrey
Margulies?
D. Morgan was in it, and
Yeah.
he's super sexy. And they kind of have lots of hot
Sure.
sex.
Yeah, totally.
Scott Porter's in it too.
Scott, is he in it? Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Spoilers for what's coming
Michael
up.
J.
right?
Fox is in it too.
He isn't. He's fucking funny. He plays a
Yeah.
good character. Blew my brother's mind the other day because they're watching Friday Night Lights, and I was like, we know Scott Porter, right? And he's like, which one's Scott Porter? I'm like, one of the fucking main characters.
Jason Street, Texas
And
Forever.
they're like, Jason Street? And I was like, well, technically Greg knows him. I think I just insulted him by saying I didn't like Speed Racer, but
It was quite the insult.
yeah, he was like, fuck you.
Hey, you
You're
swung for the
talentless.
fences. You know, you-
Talentless Nick.
About fucking snacks and drinks that day.
Yeah, he was really good.
Probably because I pulled it really hard.
Yeah, he almost kicked it over when he left to go pee real bad.
must have unplugged the
Oh, I unplugged it. Yeah.
If only
I'm
we
telling
had
you, if we had a giant thing,
giant
if we had
yellow
a giant
jacket.
trough.
the Yellow Jacket trough.
Pre-show content. You gotta watch
Come
that.
on over to patreon.com/kindoffunny if you want to know what we are talking about. Follow your dream.
Yeah, I know what you mean, the Twitter thing. Like, hey, I'm at Whataburger right now eating, but it's like, back in the day, you would just put the I'm Whataburger.
Yeah, right.
Because of the ad,
I hate
like-
that. I mean, I don't hate it.
I'm at Whataburger.
I don't-
But it's
like
so
that.
interesting the way things have changed, right? The way I remember when we were at IGN and we were all using Facebook a lot.
It was just is hungry.
Yep, Damon refused to put any
Yeah.
He's like, no, it's because it'd be like Damon Hatfield is
Yeah.
or Damon Hatfield, and it would just be like, is hungry.
Andy
is that.
Cortez just watched the Cowboys game. Man, they suck. Or it was always like some weird and then like feeling horny
Yeah. Oh
or
Jesus.
excited. And you would put the little emoticon.
You said horny though?
Well, no, like that wasn't an option, but
Back in the day, no.
back in the day,
Probably now it is,
Super
right?
sexy. I never did any Facebook updates
Really?
whatsoever. I blow people's brains apart when I post on Facebook. People go, whoa.
I used to use Facebook a lot.
Whoa. I never got into it,
I
man.
hate using it now. It's just it's just such trash now.
I have to use it all the time because that's what every comedian does. I'll hit you up on Facebook. I'm like, okay, no, can we just use anything else? But yeah, and that's where all like the Facebook groups and stuff are for comedy. It's fine.
I just look at like the Kind of Funny Facebook page, like, every other day or so, but it's so hard to get on there and actually try to read the feed when it's just coming. It's just all
It's coming
sorts
at
of
you so
shit.
hard.
Just everywhere.
I don't use Facebook, period, yeah. I signed on the other day for the first time in forever to try to find out if it was really your birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Because I saw Andy wish you happy birthday, and I was like, is this an out of, well, I got to check it out. And I went there, and I started trying to click around, and I'm like such an old man now since I don't use Facebook. And I'm just like, I ain't know where to find this information. I'm just taking a shot. Happy birthday, Nick. Send him the text. Like, I hope I nailed it. I don't know if I nailed it. Sorry.
You and all the rest of my friends did the same thing. Like, Ty texted me, was like, I think it's your birthday.
Yeah.
And I was like, close enough.
Who cares?
Listen, dude, if you remember my birthday at all, in any month.
If you remember,
if you're just like, oh shit, Nick may have had a birthday this year, and you want to text me happy birthday, I'll take it. I don't care. That's a nice sentiment. I'm not one of those people that wants to like drag you through the mire because you forgot the day and second that I was born. Who gives a shit?
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
Well, the birthday just doesn't matter as you get older. Who the fuck cares?
It's nice that people remember you, and honestly, like I've had a few people send me cards, and I was like, well, that was nice because you thought about me ahead of time. And you
how old are the people sending cards?
My
ballpark
parents.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Is I feel like greeting cards are such.
Got me a card as well.
Okay, that'll give you. But I feel like mailing a card, like for an anniversary, for a birthday, is such is our parents' generation move.
Well,
and we're slowly phasing out. Thank God.
I kind of like it because I like going and picking out greeting cards. I get a good giggle out of it, and I like to just like my wife and I we do cards a lot. It's one of the things we do. Like every once in a while, I'll stuff I'll sneak a card into her suitcase or something if she's going. On
Oh,
a
that's
trip.
cute. That's real cute.
And then she opens it up, and I'm like, hey, I'm missing you, whatever. And it's nice. It's like, hey, all it's saying is, hey, I thought about.
I'm talking about the full blown. Oh, your birthday's coming up in a week and a half. I'm gonna mail you a card from Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah,
not you putting it in your wife's suitcase.
No, I mean my in-laws do that every once in a while. My parents do that every once in a while. My brother actually sends me cards every once in a while as well.
I used to
Except
do
this year we saw each other like 2 weeks ago. So he's like, I'm not sending you a fucking card.
Oh yeah.
E-cards are the laziest thing humanly possible.
Yeah, well, because the thing was like, I would be in fucking, I don't know. I'd be away from home, and I was on vacation or maybe just visiting another family, and I wanted to send my dad a, hey, happy birthday or whatever, because his birthday is July 3rd. So it's like, back in the day, like early internet, I would like look up an e-card and how do I do this? Oh, type in the shit. How do you think the greeting card business is doing?
I think it's probably doing okay.
Yeah, I don't think it'll ever go away.
But I mean, like,
old people love cards, man.
But they're gonna die,
saying.
is what I'm
Like,
saying.
Yeah, but I think we're a couple decades away from that.
I would like to
That
see.
from
I would
them
like to see the
being phased out.
statistics on like sales and at what point were they the most popular. My brain just. I always think about weird stats.
I wonder, like, you have to imagine for the greeting card companies, the first time they really must have thought like was going to be maybe possibly the kiss of death was when we could print greeting cards at home. You remember this?
Remember we used to
when you
fold them
started?
in fours?
Yep, you fold the sheet of paper in fours. You could design your card, make your own message. They must have been at Hallmark HQ being like, "Holy fucking shit!
We need to start a TV
What are
channel.
we
The
gonna
sky
do?
is
What's the
falling.
future? Well,
Somebody
no one's ever
call
gonna
up-
stop watching TV. Get on
Somebody
that.
call up Candace Cameron Burr. We need to start.
Let's book her for the next
Book her
300
forever.
years. The people I hate the most when it comes to happy birthdays is people that say happy birthday on Facebook. Yeah, you're not my friend. You're lazy as fuck.
Yeah.
And I don't respect you.
No.
You didn't know it was my birthday.
Yeah.
You only knew because
Facebook
this
told you.
reminded you. And it's like,
It's
you,
not-
you
oh,
haven't
that's me.
You haven't talked to me in 300 years.
Wow.
And now you're just saying happy birthday
Yeah,
out of
whatever.
nowhere. It means fucking nothing.
It means nothing. It means less than nothing.
What?
It's
Honestly,
actually
it
just
does
selfish
mean less than
because what
nothing.
it's saying is, hey, you should think about me on your birthday today.
Yeah.
Because I'm wishing you a happy
Exactly.
birthday. It's bullshit.
I'm totally with you, Nick.
Nah.
It's
Bullshit.
fucking text them. You can get reminded by Facebook. I don't expect you to remember people's birthdays. It's not about that.
Yeah.
It's about the fact that like you're now just one of hundreds of just random ass motherfuckers that are all interchangeable saying the exact same thing.
It's almost as bad
Greg
as
Miller?
when you text someone something that's really clever that warrants a fucking response and they like it. They like your stupid text. And I'm like, that's where society's done. We're fucking done. Greg Miller from the Press.
Thank you. Tim Gettys, GregMillerKindOfFunny.com. Would you say then you respect my move more, which is I'll see other people wishing someone a happy birthday and I stay out of it? I'm not going to, if I see a whole bunch of people on Twitter wishing, or even if I pop in for I'm not about that life. I wasn't going to do it. I don't give out happy birthdays on social media willy-nilly. I'm just
Cool.
going to stay away from it.
That's totally
I'm
fine.
going to swerve away from it. I
did-
text you. If you're like what you're saying, I'll text you.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to get in this like casual friend business.
Dude, well,
people
that-
we know through jobs or we've done stuff and we like and we follow them on Twitter, but I don't need to be there.
I feel like there should always be a purpose to the happy birthday message. And it should not just be look at me.
Yeah.
And that's what it is on
That's
Facebook.
what it is.
If you want to text them, to me that's saying, hey, I actually want to stay connected with you. Like I am going off.
God knows that's not what I want.
Like leaving this the easiest thing.
Yeah.
I'm taking one extra step to
Yeah.
do this. And I respect that. And then or take it to Twitter or take it to something. Like I tweeted about Nick. Why to do that? to get people to talk. I was then the Facebook reminding people it's the birthday. I
appreciate
You know what I
that.
mean? There's like that step.
Well, that's what
where it's
Andy
like,
did for me.
let's
Andy
raise
did it
awareness.
better than you because he did it in Instagram. You know, and that's where I saw it.
How's
Like,
that better?
here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's a lot of people that I used to know a lot more when I worked at Best Buy in Austin or shit like that I don't keep in touch with
Regular
a whole
customers.
lot, but I wish them well. And when their birthday comes around, I'll say, "Hey, happy birthday! I hope I hope you're doing all right, man." And it's just my sort of way of being like, I'm glad you're still alive and still kicking. You know, I want you to
But
know
you're
that
not, though. You don't actually care.
Yeah, I do.
You care for that 1 second.
No,
but you
I
don't
do.
care for the other 360.
Like I want them to know that like if you died, I'd be bummed out.
you'd be bummed out for
You
half
post
a
on the
day.
Facebook wall. R.I.P.
Half a
That's
day.
what
No,
you would
I wouldn't
do.
do that. No,
That'd be it.
I don't do that shit.
Too far.
I just feel like people want. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of people. Obviously, we're
I just don't see
joking
what's
around
wrong
a lot.
with it.
This comes from a good place. If you want to wish someone a happy birthday, great. But I do feel like there's a lot of it that people are just like they want to be a part of the conversation, and it comes from a little bit of a selfish place. And that if you're that person, find a bucket, go into your garage, get that
I
bucket,
get it.
Drink the
I get
bucket.
it.
Fill it
Drink
with
from
water.
it. Drink from it.
Oh man, you want him to die by overhydration?
No, just
That's the worst way to go, because you think you're doing something healthy for
It's like the
yourself.
girl in the Wii challenge. Remember
Yeah.
that?
Hold
that
your
was
Wii for a
sad.
Wii.
Yeah.
That was sad.
Jeez,
Yeah,
so
it
stupid.
was super. But some of the most popular articles I ever read at the Columbia Daily Tribune or blog post for the Game Over column I did that launched my career. I digress. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I went to Los Angeles,
California.
the city of angels.
Oh, it's like
For the-
ASMR.
Yeah, right. For the Deadly Class screening, and I said I would talk about it here. What, you want to start there? The
Was
show?
it the first episode?
Yes.
Cool.
Which is available already on YouTube.
Yeah.
So here's what happens. I'm minding my own business a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago. Go ahead. Keep doing your Keep doing your Greg impression. We're gonna do all right. So I'm minding my own business.
That was really good. That was really
That's
good.
all I
Wow,
got.
that hurt and that cut
did
deep.
hurt.
That cut deep.
That hurt my
That's
throat.
how he thinks of me. that's what it
If
is.
you could next time,
Fuck
if you
me
could
running.
somehow-
That's not good. I need to.
as you're laughing like that, if you could somehow whisper the word raccoon as well, that would be
Yeah.
spot on.
That's
I'm
it.
minding my own business last week, and I get an email right from NBC Universal, and it says Deadly Class screening. Now, it's rare we get LA invites. They happen every so often, but it's like, okay, this is rare. I open this one up, and right at the top, it's just an image, and it says Kevin Smith and Harley Quinn Smith invite you to the Deadly Class screening LA, blah, 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 right? And it's an image. And so my immediate reaction, of course, is I got to be there. I got to go. And as I told you, Tim, right, the three reasons behind this is, how did this happen? How did any of this come to be, right? Number one, Kevin Smith was like, oh, man, who should come to this thing, right? Cool G, you're the man right there.
Oh, gee.
Sci-Fi hires Kevin Smith to do this. They're like, who should come to this thing? And he's like, I don't know, invite Greg Miller. And I'm like, yeah, right. Number two, Sci-Fi / Deadly Class.
or whatever.
Deadly Class people have seen me tweeting so much about Deadly Class. No, I love the comic book. No, I'm a supporter of the show. And like, well, we got to get this guy down. He's a popular influencer. Or number three, somewhere I've crossed paths with NBC Universal on something else, and they're like, this guy likes comics and cool. Any three of those options is the real reason.
They're great stuff.
I want to
to
be a
get
part
to
of
the
it.
bottom of it. You want to figure out who it was that invited you, so you can become better friends with them, so you can wish them a happy birthday on Facebook.
No, I want to get there so that I keep getting invited to cool shit related to my interests. Because if this was, hey, guess what? It's sci-fi. Well, God, I was gonna say Sightings. That we're bringing Sightings back. You remember Sightings? Old Fox show where it was like knockoff. It was like knockoff Unsolved Mysteries.
That's X-Files.
Oh, sorry, but it was similar to that. But it was the same idea. Hey, this guy saw Bigfoot. Anyways, I was gonna say if it was a show I didn't care about them bringing back or
Big
making.
is blurry.
Hunting Bigfoot. Good show. Remember that?
Nah, I remember it wasn't a good show.
Real bad.
Yeah, real bad.
Terrible.
So yeah, I want to be a part of this. All right, because again, since we did it on Greg's Comic Book Club when it was still part of the morning show, Deadly Class been amazing. Kevin, you love Deadly Class.
Love it.
And so like I was excited. Period. That the comics low. When they announced this show, it's always like, you gonna fuck it up. Who's gonna fuck this up, right? And then we saw the original stuff from it. Remember?
One was just good news
Yeah.
coming from that movie.
Yeah.
The Russo brothers.
Yeah, exactly. Russo brothers producing. Lana, I forget her last
Condor.
name. Condor. And she's famous.
To all the boys I've loved before.
Sure, but I mean, she's where is
Honorable
she?
mention on my top 10
YouTube
list.
before or something? She's got
Condor?
she's already got like 1 million.
They all do these days, man.
Do they?
Yeah.
Have you seen To All the Boys I Loved Before?
Yes, it's a great movie, and I'm not saying it's not a great movie.
If you ever do anything close to that, instantly another 1 million followers on Twitter. Instantly.
Okay. We got to make that. We should make that.
200 more subs.
How
on
about to
YouTube.
all the pizzas?
Can I get
loved before?
verified on?
I was eating fucking pizza.
That's really good, actually.
That's
That'd be a
not
fun
bad.
thing where we just go back to our favorite pizzas of all time.
That's good. Write that
Yeah,
down.
yeah. Write it down, Kevin. So I wanted to go to
Kevin's
this no
first
matter
time
what,
pizza.
right? So in my mind, I look at the schedule for this week. Not to mention the schedule for last week. If you're listening to this, you don't know how crazy life's been lately. We launched Kinda Funny 4.0 on Monday. Tuesday, I flew to Austin. Friday, I flew back from Austin. Get invited to this thing while I'm in Austin or around Austin, right? I'm like, I got to go, but I can't miss content here, right? So I'm going to do the morning the games daily, then go to the airport, fly down there for the premiere, have like 3 hours to kill when I get there, go to the premiere thing, hang out for a little bit after, then catch the last flight back to San Francisco. Tuesday, do shows. Wednesday, do shows. Then Wednesday night, fly to New York, host the Star Trek Discovery red carpet, then fly back on Friday after doing a whole bunch of cool shit on Friday that I can't talk about yet. It's a big week. So I do the show yesterday, Nick. I get to the airport and sure enough, fucking delayed. It's raining in San Francisco. It's raining in LA. And it just keeps sliding backwards. And it keeps sliding backwards to the point that I'm getting very nervous about making this happen. To which my wife is reveling in my nervousness and giggling every time it gets delayed and being like, are we still going to try to make this? And I'm like working backwards on the math of like what it would have to be to make this work. Cause it's, LA. So it's a nightmare. I don't know if you know this about LA. Terrible.
It's terrible.
And it was
Traffic's
raining.
awful. And it was raining. Nobody knows what the
They
fuck's
don't
going
know how
on.
to drive there. when it's raining.
Exactly. So the concern was I had estimated down that we were supposed to leave at 2:00. If we left at 4:20, we would be. I know, right? But this is my math. That would still give me enough time to get there, land, get the Ubs, taxi we ended up taking, and get to the event after a 6:30 cocktail hour. Or like ish 6:30, and then it was supposed to be 7 for the screen the thing, then get to hang out a little bit afterwards, then grab the 10:30 flight home. I shit you not, it's delayed over and over and over again with us at the gate, and I'm like rationalizing, like even if we get super delayed and we get down there and we land and just drive to the thing and the premiere's already started, whatever, we've made it. You know what I mean? We got there. We're gonna work. We finally turn onto the runway because eventually they put us on the plane and then we're just delayed on the tarmac, which is the worst kind of delayed.
It's all hot, then it's cold.
Lift back up. Like, this is the oil. There's oil all over the. We gotta go back up, guys.
Delayed on the tarmac. Finally, we turn the left to finally go down the runway and actually get some speed. We turn at 4:20 on the dot.
Wow.
And I'm like, I should have I didn't know God was listening, or the pilot at least, and I should have changed
knows
those
your
stuff.
secrets.
Exactly.
Pilot, everybody fucking smoke.
Please join it. I'm gonna get that fester. We get there, we're coming in, and then it's like it's this line of bullshit where it's like, hey, guess
the
what?
soul plane.
They're doing a bunch of shit on LAX today. They're having people land a different way. We've never landed this way, and I'm like, okay, great.
Never landed.
So it's like-
that's like the last thing I ever want to hear.
So yeah, pretty much, because like when we were landing, I looked out the window and there's all ocean. Like we were over the ocean coming in rather than over the city, and I was like, oh man, like I don't ever land this way. He's correct. And I'm like, sure enough, I'm like, we're gonna get there. Everything will be tied up. It'll be all. We get there. It didn't. We got there. Got out of the thing. Got in the car. We're over there. We roll up to this fucking thing. 6:30 was cocktail hour in classic Greg Miller fashion. We roll up at 6:27.
There we go.
So then I have to wait outside and feel like I got here too early, which then gives me social anxiety
Yeah, I
of
don't
like,
like that.
fuck, now I look like this
Now
clown.
you're not cool. Now you're not cool.
Exactly.
You came all the way from San Francisco and you're early?
Yeah, yeah.
3 minutes early.
And that was the thing too. In the car, I was like, oh man, we got to come up with a story if anybody asks
You just tell the Uber driver, hey, just take a couple laps.
She's
man.
like, why would we need a story? I'm like, we sound like psychopaths.
Yeah. Yeah. We like
We flew down here. I love Deadly Class. I'm flying out just for this thing. I'm going to be, how long are you in LA? No, another 2 hours.
Kevin Smith is like 3 hours late. Like, I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah. Like, creeped out if I talk to him.
So I have 2 questions in this order.
Sure.
1, did you talk to Kevin Smith? 2, which of the 3 options was it?
I'll start with question number 2. Who knows? No one knows how I got invited to this thing, and we're not gonna ask questions. All right.
I feel like now that it's over, you should ask questions.
I think it was Deadly Class, the social team / whatever you want to call it, because that they retweeted all my shit. They were very active on my Instagram post. That seems to be the thing. Number 1, did talk to Kevin Smith. Once I got in there, obviously, because my concern was this.
Did or didn't?
I did. DID talk to Kevin Smith.
Okay, I heard that you said didn't.
My thing coming in was the concern of, is this, hey, this is like actually an intimate thing for the class screening or whatever, or is this, hey, we're going to a giant theater and it's going to be 400 people and a whole bunch of people have general admission tickets and whatever. Luckily, it was the former. where it was a small deal and the entire cast was there, and it was like, because the building they held it in was for weddings usually. Like when you look at where am I going? You put it in Google Maps, it's like wedding venue, but next to it is a giant theater. So I was like, oh fuck, are we just doing the thing? We're standing outside, and I was like grinning, and I finally turned to Jen and I was like, I'm an idiot, and she's like, well, I know, but why? And I'm like, this is the kind of video game bullshit that I would no longer get excited for. If you were like, hey, come to this, and I'm talking about a random video game, or whatever, something Tecmo Koei's put out. Not only would I not go, but it would be like, if I did go, I'd be like, can you show me the fucking game? Can we just get it? But like this time, it was like
back in the day when they used to be like, okay, we're gonna sit through a 45-minute long prepresentation first, and then you'll get hands on. You're like, no, it's just fucking.
And I was like, but I was concerned of like, when we got in there, it was like best case scenario on every front, because this is my first like. Hollywood screening early thing I've gone down to, and we got there, and sure enough they had it all like the pink lights like Deadly Class, they had that Deadly Class neon sign. It's all on my Instagram if you want to see it. And we walked in, and like as soon as they had drinks for you right away. It was way better than most video game events because everything was just there in plentiful supply, and they had candy everywhere, and they had popcorn everywhere, and they had bars everywhere, and they made it look like the Academy from Deadly Class. Right? Yeah. King's Dominion. It was fucking awesome. And they had all the people working there dressed in the blazers to look like the school uniform and shit. Again, video game crap, I'd be like, and honestly, probably screening crap if you sent me to some show I don't watch. And I was like, no, all right, whatever. To see one of my favorite comic books, though, turned into a TV show, and then to be able to exist in that world for a second was awesome. Then it was awesome to be there and be talking to the cast and have them all around there. And it was a very interesting thing. Because I think we get to do it all the time for ourselves, Tim, at all. The fact that, hey, we're launching Kind of Funny Showcase, or we're doing Kind of Funny Live, and we know what that's like to build up to that moment. Whereas for this cast, right, of, for the most part, relatively unknowns for the kids, like to see them like so fucking pumped to show this off and to see like they were like when you went into the screening room, they had it like on loop, like their production shots and like behind the scenes stuff they've shot to, I'm sure that they just dressed them up one day and sent them out for B-roll and shit. Sure. And they were so excited to see that. Like they'd never seen that footage. So they were that. And when like credits started going for the opening, they were all popping and cheering for each other and all this stuff. And at the end, the same way too. And it was just like this crazy fucking thing to get to be a part of for a property I love so much. Yes, I talked to Kevin Smith.
Is this show good?
I like it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I mean, it's, obviously the source material is better. Like comics are, able to move at a different pace, I think, than a 40-minute TV show. And I've only seen the pilot for Deadly Class. So I think they try to get a lot in and drop some of the characters that in the books gave information a certain way, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
But I think that's also how you do a pilot. You could speak more to this.
Oh, yeah.
Of a more limited scope than expand later, because it is like the cast they had there and some of the promo shots. I was like, oh, you're this character and you're that character. You're not in the pilot, but once they got picked up for a full season, they put you in there and made
They'll
sense.
expand it more.
Yeah, exactly.
You ever go back and watch the Seinfeld pilot? Oof.
Oh yeah,
It's rough.
Yeah. They had that waitress that was going to be like one of the main things at the cafe or whatever.
It was
like, you're never a thing at the cafe.
Never came
Nobody
back to
cares
it.
about you at all.
This is I'm thinking about a different one. Sorry, I was gonna ask you a bunch of questions about this, but it's a different comic book I'm thinking of. Sorry.
Kevin Smith, though.
K. Smith.
Kevin Smith. So I did the thing. He got there. Like they're at the red carpet part. They're all taking the photos and stuff. He walked up beside me and up a little bit and was talking to some PR people. And you have to wait. You know what I mean? I don't want to come in and interrupt his business. Eventually, it's done. Tap on the shoulder, turn on. I'm like, hey, Kevin, it's Greg. And he's like, oh, Greg Miller, blah, blah. And he shook my hand. He's like, oh, man. He's like, and I was like, first thing, congratulations, not dying. I haven't talked to Kevin in person. So he's like, oh, man, I know it's going real well. He's like, you look great. I'm like, yeah, the beard hides the fat. Ah. And so, yeah, we bummed around. Like, but his first question, which I thought was super touching, because this is the first time I've actually talked to Kevin in person since our podcast 4 years ago, right? He was like, how's the endeavor, man? And I'm like, it's fucking awesome. Kind of Funny just had its 4th anniversary. He's like, yeah. And I was like, we talk about you all the time. We say it all the time whenever things are good or bad. Like, whatever wanted. He's like, you asked for this. Yeah, he like knew the line himself and stuff. And then it was his first time.
That's like his fucking like Stanley like.
It really is.
Like,
yeah.
That's
You
awesome.
You wanted this. You wanted this. Yeah. So yeah, he got to meet Jen for the first time and talk to her for a little bit, and we were shooting the shit for a while. It was great. Cool. And then he's like, oh yeah, but he's so busy right now, getting ready to go shoot Jane Silent Bob reboot or whatever, and all that jazz. Like, it's fucking crazy. But we got to catch up, and that's all I wanted. I haven't talked to the man in forever, right? Yeah. And then he got pulled away, and he's like, I want to hear the end of the Jen story, because we were in the middle of our whole thing, and then we never got back together because it's just nonstop crowded and all this stuff.
Did you meet Lana Condor?
I didn't.
Can you bring her up? I don't know who you're talking about. I keep thinking of
All the Boys We've Loved?
Lana from
Smallville?
No, from that fucking cartoon about the secret agent.
I love her.
Lana Condor?
Yeah.
She
her, okay,
she
okay.
seemed super nice, super effervescent. Here's the thing: they were all working, and I didn't want to run around and interrupt any of them. You know what I mean? And I know, and it's not that thing of where people are always like, "Oh, Greg, well, you always tell us to come and talk to you and stuff." That's at a meet and greet or us running around and doing something at PAX. Like they were all there.
They're there to hit the product.
They were there on their premiere night, getting photos taken, getting interviewed and stuff. I didn't want somebody to be like, "Hey, loved you in the other thing. You're great in this. Joey really loves you." I don't even know Joey. Joey's a huge fan.
You want to play it cool.
I wanted to play it cool. And here's where we don't give many people this kind of shout out. You want to know who is a great dude who gave me the best icebreaker of all time? Cameron Cuff. Cameron Cuff saw me Instagramming story from it. And he's like, "Oh, dude, are you at the premiere?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's the screening." He's like, "Is the cast there?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Go up to these guys and say hi for me." Like, I haven't seen him since Comic-Con, blah, blah, blah. And so, yeah, like the dude who plays Willie in the thing, he sat, like, we were sitting right behind the cast or whatever. So when and I think I was sitting behind one of the Russo brothers. I'm not sure. I can't keep it all straight. But he was over there, and like when he got, I'm like, "Hey, dude." And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Hey, my name's Greg. My friend Cameron Cuff wanted," and he's like, "Oh shit, you know Cameron?" And it was like a fun thing. And I was like, that's the perfect icebreaker where I get to say something from somebody you know and care about, but I don't get to intrude. You know what I mean? And then the big, not miss, I guess, right? But there was this woman who was getting walked around who I didn't know, but everybody was taking care of and doing stuff. I'm like, I don't know what that's all about. Right? Got home, or on the way home, looked at the phone, right? And it was the woman who wrote the book to All the Boys I've Loved Before. And I was like, "Oh man, Joey would have really liked that."
No, she's doing well. They got more movies coming.
Yeah.
Here's my big question: Did the Russo brothers were there, right? Did
From what I understand, yes. Again, hard to identify them as Greg Miller, who does not know what they look like.
Fair point. And they fly under the radar. Did shirtless Spider-Man make an appearance there?
No. I mean, he was not there. I don't think. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
unfortunate.
It's an
great
image thing. I don't want
opportunity
to.
for shirtless Spider-Man to be like, "Hey, maybe put me in the next Spider-Man movie."
Yeah, and again, we were trying to set the right impression for Kind of Funny for going down there and doing stuff. You know what I mean? The right impression.
Waste not, want not.
Here, follow this logic. So you're assuming, okay, you made a great impression. They're gonna come back and watch all of our content, and they're gonna see me. And I'm just going to drive that impression right into the ground.
What I said in the car with Jen on the way home, I was just like, there's like a 25% chance I probably hosted Deadly Class Comic-Con panel at some point. She's like, "Oh, why? They hitting up?" I'm like, "No, I'm just saying. Like, I don't know. I'm sure Kevin's too expensive to do this shit all the time. Like, I'll next in line."
Plus, he's always working for IMDb these days.
Yeah, right. He's always on the boat.
Dope-ass boat show that I want to get on. But I wave, and he's like, "I don't know who you are."
No, stay away.
Also, you're making lots of noise down there. So.
Yeah, we're way too far away, too. We're like such nosebleed section. Yeah.
You're very loud.
Brian Posehn was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
cool.
a comedian. I feel like, and I should have talked to him last night.
Brian
The
Posehn.
comedian, Brian Posehn. We've seen him, I want to say, 3 or 4 times at events.
Really?
Yeah.
Does he just show up to stuff?
Well, yeah. I think it's like Comic-Con where we'll see him at like the bar or something, or we'll be hanging out. We'll see him. It's always like, "Oh, there he is," and it's like, I don't want to like, again, like,
shit.
I visually know you. I know
Let
you
me see
from.
a picture of him.
Well,
Sorry, continue.
Yeah, but it's like, why would we go over there
you.
just out of the blue and be like, "Hey, man, you know what I mean?" Like, nah, it's
What you got to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, didn't we? No, it's a different guy I'm thinking of. Yeah, he's funny as fuck.
But what I loved about
Anything
it,
about Game Shop?
No, well, 2 things I was thinking of. I was thinking of Brian Regan, who has a Netflix special right now, who's really funny as well. But then, yes, I was thinking about the Game Shop guy. And I was like, yeah, we did not work with Brian Posehn.
who's getting the Game Shop guy?
Do you remember Game Shop? The Hit Start show? The comedy?
Oh,
There's
no.
a guy that looks like him.
You know, Tim, when you call it a hit start show like that, it kind of makes me think that maybe you didn't think it was a hit start show.
So,
Did you watch it?
We can
I
talk shit
watched
about
every
it now.
episode, Nick.
I watched every episode to give notes, and
No, you
those
didn't.
notes.
I don't believe
those
you.
notes were. I read the scripts beforehand, and I gave notes on them, and they took those notes and they wiped their asses.
They did.
With it,
They did.
And they threw it out the window.
Such a dumb show. So dumb.
Colton Dunn was
such
in it,
an
though.
ambitious series finale. Like the whole
the
thing,
series finale was amazing.
The series finale is just like, let's just fucking spend all the budget on this.
What a great concept for a show that I would have loved to have like developed personally, because they had like, I'd love to just have that set and that group of actors, but yeah, I just didn't.
I was
fine.
cleaning up some of my account informations and passwords and whatever over the weekend, and I had a list of.
Please tell me you're still logged into Start.
Well, that was my thing. I had a list of all like the old IGN stuff, and I was like, you know what? What's up with Start? I'm just gonna look in, and I went in, and then it gave me a thing that was like, oh, this is an unauthorized like
Notifying Fran Mirabella.
Damn.
Yeah, but it's got
But
routing
yeah.
to main contact.
But it's
Fran
like,
Mirabella.
That's not good. Like, I should not still have access to that channel.
Probably not, but to be fair, I don't even think anyone working at IGN currently remembers
Remembers
that
what
they
Start
have
is.
Start.
Yeah.
And it's probably got 400,000 subscribers right now. I mean, it just keeps going up.
Let's just change that name to Kind of Funny and post everything. From
We
there
should put
on.
up one up at noon. Just random one up at noon, like the old school up at noon.
We didn't even put it up on
We
our
put up
channel.
a new. We film a new up at noon episode and then stealth upload it to start and don't tell anybody.
That's so fucking funny.
Right?
That would be
Yeah.
so funny. Or like, what else did we do? Or just what was the show that Naomi used
Cheap,
to do?
Cool,
Cheap, Cool,
Crazy.
Crazy. Just get her to
That was a
film another
great
one.
idea for a show.
Great idea.
Cheap, Cool, Crazy.
Here's something
Everything-
cheap. Here's something cool. Here's something crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
much
They did
production
that.
value.
It was a lot of production.
369,000 subscribers.
69. So yeah, it was great last night. Really loved it. What I kept talking to Jen about is like, man, like this is what a video game event would look like with like a lot of money. Because it was clear they had a lot of money, right? They like the
TV.
They had the ice
It's
cubes that
Hollywood.
had the Deadly Class like thing inside them, so you could see Deadly Class. They had all the stuff. They had photos.
They
They
had like LED screens inside of the glass. Or,
no, it was
What do
like
you mean?
it was like some kind of thing inside of the ice cube. Like you froze in the
Oh, I
ice
see,
a
I
Deadly
see.
Class logo. I'm not sure if it was edible or not. I was drinking
cool.
up too fast. They had guys there who didn't know how to pour bourbon. That were giving me the glasses for like here's the tequila mojito drink and then filling it 3/4 with bourbon. I'm like, this is a strong pour and I thank you, sir. And I walked around and enjoyed that. And then they had cool gift bags.
Oh, are we gonna go through it right now?
We're gonna go through this gift bag. I
That's so
brought.
fun. I have to pee. Keep going though.
Okay, cool.
audio listeners, we're
We're
going
gonna
through
tell
a
you
gift
what.
bag.
So there you got. It says Deadly Class on the side. Deadly Class here. They all had the tags on them for what size they are. Very much like video game events, as I discovered. No small T-shirts. Jen's like, I'll take a small. They're like, honey, we don't have those. That's not how entertainment journalism works either. And I was like, oh, cool. I feel at home.
That seems weird.
So medium's the biggest they had,
Yeah, smallest.
or the smallest they had. Yeah.
So here you go. Deadly
Great.
Class pennant. Kevin, you get to keep this.
Shit you don't fucking need. I hate
Exactly.
this stuff.
What-
I hate this tchotchke stuff.
What do you mean, Chot?
Hate
No,
it.
it's cool.
Hate
Why
it.
would you hate it?
Get off the table.
What are you throwing it on
Hate
the
it.
ground for? Oh, we got some sci-fi pencils,
Great.
Get to the pins,
pencil
dude.
sharpener, and a Deadly Class eraser
I like
in a Deadly Class.
That's really cute.
Pencil case.
It is. It's real cool for all the classes you're going to.
Hey, you know what? You can
Hey,
put all
based
sorts of
off
things
of
in
a
here.
high
You can
school,
put
Tim.
USBs in here. You can put keys,
Vibrators?
change, vibrators
Think about
of certain
all-
sizes.
Just nonstop weed in there, you know.
Non-stop, dude.
I got a T-shirt.
T-shirts, fine. I'll give it to you.
Am I allowed to
it.
wear this?
That's
I like
really-
that. You
that's
like
a
the
cool shirt.
thing?
Are you allowed to wear it?
Yeah.
He's saying
Is it
he's
cool
got-
enough by the
I like
Tim
it.
Gettys motto
Oh,
here
yeah.
to wear it?
Yeah, it's dope.
Okay, cool. I like. Feel how soft this sweatshirt is.
Oh, yeah,
Right?
I like
Oh,
that.
that's cool.
Got a King's Dominion sweatshirt. Here.
That's really
Yeah,
awesome.
I like this one a lot. This is a good one. That's a good one.
I'm all about shirts that aren't on the nose of what they are.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Deadly Class trade paperback, of course.
That's
nice.
really
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Got a cool Deadly Class bookmark
Is this like the
as
whole
well.
book or is this just one?
No, this is volume 1. This is
okay.
volume 1. What?
It's ongoing, right?
Yeah, still going on. Still great.
but it's volume 1 of like made up of several different comics. Is that what you're saying?
It's what it would be the first 5 or 6 issues depending on how they break it up.
okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it's how they do trade paperbacks or whatever, so you can read them in order. Then
like
for
it.
Joey
That's
Noel, I brought back a Saya
great.
coaster. Joey, because she loves her from the All the Girls movie. You know what I mean?
All the girls movies.
all the boys that you loved movies. I can't. That's a weird title for me to try to keep straight.
All the
To all
boys
the
I
boys
loved
I've loved
before.
before.
Can't do it. Can't do it. Back in the.
I'm glad you don't. I'm glad you're giving up on trying though.
Oh yeah, you just gotta lean into it, right? I've tried to say words before and then I just gave up on them. I got you, your girl, Lana, a little thing here.
Thank you.
I never got the chance to talk to her, but I saw her along with the author who wrote the book.
She exists.
Yeah, there you
She's
go.
real.
Wait, she wrote
exists.
this or
No.
She wrote 12 Boys.
Rick Remender was there as well, and I will have you know, ladies and gentlemen, I was too shy to talk to him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's because it's the same deal of like
he's so
he
fucking
came off the red carpet and he would talk to people and then but he was like he talked to people he knew those people and then he was getting interviewed and stuff and it's just like
Greg, here's what you fucking
so
do.
hard for me to walk over this
You
in the
just
middle of
say,
it.
hey, on the back of your comic, you are quoting Benjamin Bailey from IGN. Say, I fucking started IGN.
I mean I've never met Benjamin Bailey and I never will.
9.4 out of 10 from Benjamin Bailey.
I put up the nice photos, of course, of me and Jen on the red carpet with our phones, but they took Polaroids too. So there's a Polaroid of me and Jen on the red carpet. Followed by, then they had the little things there with the blazer. You could take your class photo. You know what I mean? See, I picked class of 2019 on one, Tim. Jen picked biggest flirt, as you can see in that one. Then I said life of the party on my next one. And then Jen said most likely to survive and gave the sexy eyes. You know what I mean? That's how she does it. And then I got stickers to put on the Polaroid as well. So it all in all, pretty good night for swag for things I really enjoy.
That's awesome.
It was weird. It was weird to go to something and be totally out of my element.
Yeah.
Because I don't go to, game stuff, whatever. Especially because then it was also that weird thing of like, me and Jen were joking and giggling about it, like, no one knows who the fuck we are. Like, I walked in and it was like, there was a lady who came over, we walked into the screening area and like, there's all these seats that say reserved. And we're like, do we just sit anywhere? And she's like, oh yeah, you guys can take reserved. And I was like, okay. And Jen sat down, I walked over, I'm like, hey, are you sure we can take reserve? And she's like, yeah, it's going to be Rick over there and then the cast and then you. And I'm like, I'm not who you think I am.
What'd she say?
She's like, aren't you Miles? And I'm like, no, I'm not Miles. And she's like, why'd you say you were Miles? I'm like, you didn't ask if I was Miles.
That's hilarious.
She's like,
Nobody
yes.
said it was Miles. Nobody said I was Miles.
No one ever said Miles. Miles never came out of your mouth till you said, aren't you Miles? Like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's fucking
So then I went back, I'll row back, and that's when the cast all
Turns out
sat
she
in
didn't
front
even
of
work there.
us. But yeah, it was a really fun time. It was a cool
cool.
thing to do and stretch my legs, do something different.
And then
Kinda
wait,
fun.
you're going to New York this week for Discovery?
No. Well, yes, Star Trek Discovery.
that's
yeah,
so fun.
Yeah, so if you haven't been watching Games Daily this week, Thursday I'm hosting the red carpet premiere of Star Trek Discovery Season 2, interviewing the cast and crew there. That'll be on Facebook. It's on Facebook.com/Star Trek CBS. I want to say it's at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m.
fun.
Eastern. Yeah, and then I get to go with them then to the premiere screening and then go to the after party there too.
Fucking cool,
that's
man.
so
Where if
cool.
Rick
I'm
Remender's there,
so
I'll talk to him.
jealous.
Good.
If I fly to New York, can you just get me into the after party?
Totally, man. You know who hooked this gig up for us?
Carl.
Yeah, Chris
Yeah,
Carter, man.
love
Of course, Mega 3. He's like, hey, well, I'm doing this thing. You want to do it? I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to do it.
That's
That's awesome.
so fun.
And that was, and
Are you going to watch it all? Are you going to, are you prepping?
I'm 2 episodes away from watching it all. And that's the funnest thing about it. Where we've been,
Carl?
No. Chris Carl, old IGN
Our friend
guy.
Chris Carl used
He used to do
run,
cheap, free shit.
He had a show
Yeah,
called
he
Free
was the
Shit
producer
on
of Free
IGN.
Shit.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
ahead of his fucking time.
Way ahead of his time.
You would love him.
Yeah,
you
Chris
gotta
goes
get
back and watch
Chris
Free
Carl
Shit.
and Andy doing content together.
Yeah.
Jesus.
No, it was that he hit me up, and it was right after I think I had been saying I had a conversation with Tim and then a conversation with Jared on I think it was Games Daily for You with Jared for a post show, I think for Game Over Greggy show of like, I wanted to, I miss stretching my legs and doing stuff outside of the norm, right, in terms of hosting gigs. And then this one came around of like, yeah, I've never done a red carpet. And yeah, I haven't watched Star Trek at all. I like the movies, but I haven't watched Discovery. So yeah, once I signed the deal, I started watching Discovery. And I'm like, fuck, I'm really surprised I like it.
It's fucking good.
Because you know how I'm about space generally. But like, I totally like it. The main character, Michael, I forget her.
Sonequa, I think is her name.
She was on Walking
Yeah,
Dead, and I liked
yeah.
her on that. She's great on this. I love
She's
the
fucking awesome.
Yeah, and then
Michelle Yeoh's awesome in this.
are you done? Did you watch it all?
Yeah, I finished the whole thing.
Dude, I got to the episode.
I marathoned it in Argentina.
I got to the episode yesterday or 2 days ago where it's there on the time loop with Rainn Wilson. I was like, this is fucking
cool.
brilliant. This
It's
is so cool. Like, yeah, this
Shout out
is
to
really,
Rainn
really
Wilson,
cool.
who plays like a good villain.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
He plays like a recurring role.
Wow, I
villain
gotta
that just
watch
comes
it.
up. He just
Yeah.
pops up every once in a while and like.
How many episodes is it?
11.
It's not that long.
For season 1.
Yeah.
It's really cool too because unlike a lot of Star Trek shows, like I think I'm watching The Next Generation right now. The Next Generation is like they have some like seasonal arcs, but for the most part, it's kind of Monster of the Week where it's like what's going to happen. Like I'm on an episode right now where Captain Picard and Ensign Ro beam and Guinan beamed back from a fucking planet and they came back as kids. It's just shit like that. You're like, oh, okay, that's a little bit.
How are
of a
they
stretch.
going to find? How are they going to
it's
figure
gonna
this
happen.
out?
Guys like, let's go play. We're kids, and then they're just like, no, I'm fucking freaked out. We're kids. This is terrifying. I don't want to go through puberty again. But Discovery is just basically one fucking intense plot line through the entire thing, and occasional breaks. Like that episode was like an occasional break. For the most part, it's the overarching plot, and it's,
War with the Klingons.
and it goes fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's the concept is I think it happens like
Just on side.
I want to say it happens like
I love Mass Effect. You know me.
And this is the
think
highest
it's-
compliment I can give it is that I've been enjoying it so much. I'm like, I gotta go back and play Andromeda. I gotta play Andromeda, man.
Well, it takes place
4K
like
on Xbox
10
One?
years before Kirk's Enterprise. So the captain of the Enterprise is still Captain Pike, which if you know anything about the original series, Pike was in the pilot episode, Kirk wasn't. And I guess we're going to go with him, but for some reason they decided to recast that and bring in Captain Kirk instead.
And this all ties into the Discovery is in the movie universe.
Discovery, I mean, I'm sure it is because they
Really?
reference. I mean, they reference different ships.
Yeah.
I don't know if Discovery was referenced. In the
Unless
movie or
I
not.
mean that's I remember the original pitch for Discovery. Unless that's drastically changed. Kevin, can I get a fact check on that?
I don't know.
I mean,
for
I'll
sure
look
if
it
that is
up,
or not.
but isn't in the movie isn't Pike his dad? Or
No,
No,
in the movies,
Chris
Pike
Hemsworth
is-
is.
Captain Pike is the one that is Bruce Greenwood. He's the guy that does
Oh,
that.
right.
I'm gonna say that. I mean, without I want you to fact check me, but yes, it is because spoilers. season 1's cliffhanger is them going to help the Enterprise and help Captain Pike. There's a different point in.
That's pretty cool.
There's a in
That's a
the
huge spoiler.
in the episode whatever. You should have watched about it.
That
Doesn't at all. To my knowledge, doesn't at all affect the Klingon plot line.
No,
which
not
is
at
what it
all.
is.
But it just is a super Easter eggy. I fucking geeked out where they end up leaving the base and they're in. They've.
Don't tell me because I want to know how. I don't want to know.
Oh, then I'm not gonna spoil it for you.
All I know is that
it's just
happens
cool.
because of the thing they sent me to read for Games Daily.
How's
or
the
whatever.
production value?
It's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's the best Star Trek show that's ever been produced. It's
Awesome.
gorgeous.
Awesome.
And the acting is unbelievable. Like they got Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah,
who's like
she's really good.
fucking ridiculous.
Man, you're selling me on this.
Dude,
This
I gotta
sounds
watch
They got
it.
Michelle
Cool.
Yeoh, and they got
Me
the guy
too.
that played Lucius Malfoy is
Yeah.
the captain of the Discovery, and he's awesome.
Nick, if I can get you season 1 of Nirvana the Band the show, will you watch it and I'll watch this?
I've already watched Discovery. I don't need to watch a dumb online.
No, but
show.
I'll watch Discovery.
I don't watch shit on online anymore, man.
He doesn't, man. He's over it. He hates.
No, I can get it. I can get it to you physically.
And the guy that plays, I forget the actor's name, but he's the one that plays the first in command. He's really, really tall. He played the body double in. He was the fish thing in Shape of Water.
He's also the guy from Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah, that's it. And he's awesome.
He's fucking rad,
phenomenal.
dude.
Is that
Yeah.
Vision?
No.
No, that's
No,
Paul
not Paul
Bettany.
Bettany. Yeah. Kevin, do you know yet?
I'm trying to look it up.
Yeah,
Really?
he's like every
So
fucking
speaking of the
creature.
Star Trek continuity canon stuff,
Sure.
like the movies technically are also in canon with the TV shows anyways.
Not anymore because the movies have diverged because of the timeline.
But like that doesn't matter. I mean,
yeah,
still
no, back in the
it's-
day, like I just finished an episode where Scotty was on The Next Generation because his ship went down and they were about to die, and he caught himself he decided that he was going to put himself into the transporter and perpetually beam himself until someone came and rescued him.
That was really cool.
So he stopped himself, like he just kept his particles were just in the fucking ethos, and then they brought him back down. And so it was like Scotty on the Enterprise, but it was like 100 years in the future. And Kirk has done movies where they've done movies where Picard and Kirk have like teamed up together. That was in I think it was Generations, Star Trek Generations.
Interesting.
It's cool. Yeah, it's all. I mean, it's all canonical, which is what's cool
That
about
is-
it. Is
that's
the Enterprise?
so cool.
I think the one in the
With
Next
some
Generation is like
timey-wimey
the Enterprise
bullshit.
D or something like that. I mean, and people are fucking freaking out and listening like, "You're a fucking idiot. None of this is right." But yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I like Star Trek because it's just this one long. And Voyager and Deep Space Nine, they're all in the same universe. And like the characters, like Worf's in Voyager. I want to say, yeah.
I never really like cared for Star Trek at all because like when growing up, it very much was like, why would you like that? I like Star Wars, and like
Well,
you had to choose a side.
It was always
Then
on
the
at like
J.J.
11:30
Abrams-
p.m.
Yeah, it was like a little too late. The J.J. Abrams movie was such a moment for me where I went in, I was like, holy shit, that was fucking amazing.
They like MCU'd Star Trek.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He did a good
It's
job
like
with that.
this is fantastic. And then the sequel came and it was like the first 30 minutes are amazing, and then the rest of the movie you're like, oh god.
Yeah, they went a
it's
little
all right.
action.
It's not
but
bad.
didn't say great.
But
I'm not
So-
finding anything direct.
Okay. Well, when I Googled the sentence, I got a whole bunch of stuff. But how does Discovery fit in the larger Star Trek timeline? The CBS series will serve as a prequel to the original Star Trek, set 10 years before the adventures of Kirk and Spock. The writers have said that Discovery will maintain continuity with the old series, and events from Discovery will explain plot points in the original Trek. For Trek nerds out there, this means that Discovery takes place in the Prime timeline, which is where each of the television series and the original films live. In 2009, J.J. Abrams rebooted the series with the Star Trek film, creating a new timeline for the already confusing Trek universe. In the film, a bad guy, which we knew, right? So it's all. This is leading up to the Star Trek William Shatner series.
Yeah.
And then, but even though the J.J. Abrams
yeah,
movies do
so
tie that in.
technically, like in real people talk, it's not canon to the new movies.
So
but
does-
it is.
This sounds like
because it's all
X-Men.
bullshit.
It sounds like
yeah,
X-Men.
Exactly.
No, I mean, it's
because
cat-
in the X-Men way, it is.
Yeah.
But like, forget everything you know.
Right.
That's fascinating because but it's like the J.J. Abrams films, which I enjoy so much, like were my first introduction to Pike. So when I saw the Pike stuff, I was like, I know who that is, even if I don't know who it is.
Pike was in the original series as the original captain of the Enterprise. I forgot why they decided to get him out, other than I think they just wanted someone a little bit more charismatic in the role. And then Pike comes back later, so he reprises the role of Pike. The actor came back and played Pike in another episode where he's like, it's fucked up because he's like paralyzed, he can't move, but he's part of a machine.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild. But yeah, so I'm excited to see how they do that. But no, to answer your question, I don't remember there being. I've never seen the ship Discovery in any of the other stuff before. I believe that's a brand new invention here, but they do at some point meet up with the old school Enterprise, and it's a fucking awesome moment because it looks like the Enterprise from the original series. And
That's cool.
I fucking geeked out.
It feels like it was forever ago that I remember them advertising this at New York Comic Con when I was there working for RT and seeing like all the big stuff all over like the Star Trek Discovery and just wondering, like, I bet you that's gonna tank.
Right? No, I have the same
No, but
feeling.
here was, I mean, real talk. My criticism was that they put it behind a paywall because I saw it and I was like, I love Star Trek. I watched Enterprise and I'm a huge defender of Enterprise. Everyone was like, that show was dumb and it got canceled very prematurely because it was kind of dumb. But I liked it a lot. That was one with Scott Bakula and Jolene Blaylock and like it was like farther in the past of like one of the first ships that could go outside of our solar system. I thought it was really cool. The reason I like Star Trek now as I'm older, and again, there's room in my heart for both. I still love Star Wars. But Star Trek is cool because it was always about the science fiction and the morality of what people were doing. Star Wars was always action and fantasy, and that was more about blasters and lightsabers. But it's cool to see like there was a I literally watched an episode of the Next Generation. I mean, this must have been done in the 90s. That was about Riker falling in love with a being that in a society that's genderless, but she has decided that she wants her gender to be female because she's attracted to Riker, and how that's like shamed. She's shamed for it in her society, and they have to go through and they have to put her through like a reorientation like procedure in therapy and like fuck up her brain and stuff like that. So like they dealt with some really deep shit. They've always dealt with really deep shit in Star Wars or Star Trek, and that's why I like it.
And that's the thing for me, not being having any basis. Yeah, not being a Trekkie, but I mean, like with the original shows, I think I once or twice on a Saturday afternoon would see Captain Picard up to no good and watch
Jean-Luc.
it. And I remember the only one
Was British or Frenchman?
The only episode I remember is the Tribbles episode or whatever,
Tribbles.
where they went back to the Enterprise with Kirk, but it was like, you know, they were working behind the scenes and stuff. And I was like, that's a cool idea of like that, but I never paid attention. Watching this show all the way through, I'm with you, and like, when it starts, that the original premise, and not the original premise, but the way they introduce Burnham, I was very much like, oh, so this is going to be a lot like the Star Trek movies that I've seen, the new ones, where, okay, cool, she's number one, she'll be disgraced, she'll come back, she'll be the captain, that's the deal or whatever. And like, maybe that's how this season ends, but like, we're definitely not there now. And the way they've developed her character, the motivations they've given her, the tie to her original captain, like when, I don't want to spoil stuff, I guess, but like, what?
Except spoil the last stuff.
Whatever.
Okay.
This is more like, I mean, like for 11 episodes.
Don't spoil the actual story stuff.
Exactly.
Like the Easter egg stuff, that sucks.
And like
but
her
it's still a cool
relationship
moment.
with the fish dude, the way that like people
And-
are evolving and changing in that in the universe.
Yeah, I think a perfect example is the guy, I forget his name, the blonde guy.
Rap, right?
Yes,
yeah.
Anthony Rapp.
Anthony
I think
Rapp.
is his name.
Yep.
His character starts, and that arc is crazy. He starts
Yeah.
as a dick, and then at the end, you're like, this guy's awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very cool. Have you gotten to the big twist yet? The real big twist yet? You must have, right?
I need a little bit more than that.
And I'll have to talk off air because I don't want to spoil this for
Okay.
people.
Involving
But-
Klingons?
No, well, shout out.
watch it.
Sorry to keep talking, but like, and this is another selling point. The way they do Klingons in this is fucking awesome, because Klingons have been very much like, I guess they've been pretty similar since the original series. Like they've a little bit here and there, like they had little makeup on, and then they've the crown foreheads, but they've always been like this warring culture. They're like a totally different race of things, and they speak Klingon. They don't speak English that much. And it's
Yeah,
just,
it's a lot of captions.
It's a lot of captions, but it's really well done because you feel like really immersed in Klingon in the world. But in this world, it starts, and we haven't seen Klingons in like 100 years. So like there was a big war. We haven't encountered them.
Every
The Federation
50,000
doesn't know
years
where
of
they are,
rebirths.
and they start and they find this thing that's just in the middle of this junk, like this scrapyard, and they're like, "What the fuck is this thing?" It's just so cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool show.
Yeah.
And they didn't pay me to say that. They're paying me to host the thing on Thursday.
Man, you would
I like
love
it.
Mass Effect, Nick.
I played Mass Effect.
Oh, did
He mind planets, man. He was out there drilling them every night.
I think I played Mass Effect 2, right? That was the one where you had to mine the planets a lot.
Yeah.
Not the one with the rover.
Yeah,
Get
And
the squad
elevators.
mates.
Yeah, I really liked Mass Effect.
Cool.
I liked it a lot. And then I played a little bit of 3, and then I just couldn't get into it.
Cool.
Unfortunately. But Andromeda, yeah, I'm still waiting for that to come out. That came out, right?
Jesus, whatever.
You guys got any other stories?
Not really.
No.
And
I mean, I did.
unabashedly, Reggie says worst date blunders. Andy, I want you to answer that. What's some of your worst date blunders?
Honestly,
Let's get to know
nothing
Andy.
really.
You suck.
'Cause I hate those questions because I was never the type to ever. I don't know. I've always just been so paranoid of embarrassing myself that I like make sure I go to every link to not embarrass myself.
Sure.
I've never had any like weird first date thing, and even if because the way I approach stuff, I was always so afraid of rejection that it was always like I would text with the girl first for a long time, and we would get to know each other through text.
Gotcha.
So the first time we ever kind of like went on a date, it was like
You already knew each
we kind
other.
of knew each other. Yeah. I was always just so paranoid of like, let's go on a first date. Oh, it went bad. Oh shit. Like that shit like fucks with my anxiety real bad, you know?
Okay.
So I never really had a first date and, I took a shit in my pants or whatever, you know?
Well, you haven't done that since being a kid, apparently, and you want to hold that over our heads all the time.
You wanna
God
love that
forbid
over,
we
like, for
fucking
some
have
sort
an
of cool
accident.
adult.
I almost shit my pants leaving the mall that one time. Remember that? Told
Yeah, I
that
do
story.
remember that. You had to run.
Running
You
into
saw-
Macy's. Holy shit.
I don't
that-
know this story.
You don't know this story?
Which one of us was the one where, like, I think, what was it, you? Didn't that happen again where we pulled in and it was a big traffic jam? You were like, no,
Oh,
you just
this
ran
was
out
right
of the
here.
car. Yeah.
This was right here. Yeah.
You almost shit your pants like,
Yeah,
that was
like
a year
I
ago.
needed to go to the restroom, and then Nick turned into this street right here, and as we turn in, there's another vehicle here, and I know that there isn't parking until like way further down. I was like, I gotta get out right here, guys, and I
just
fucking
runs
ran up
out.
and just took a dumper. But the story of leaving the mall was like the horrifying one where I'm with Robin and we're leaving.
Oh, that's
yeah, I
right.
told you
I
that
thought you
story.
guys were like leaving.
No.
Our
This was
mall.
like, do you want to go to Macy's? Like, yeah, probably. And then that one, it was like, it just started multiplying and like, where's the restroom? Running up the stairs? Like, where's the restroom? Man, where's the restroom at? Oh, way in the back corner. And just running and then like opening the fucking stall door and then like sitting down and like, there's nobody. There may be somebody in here. I'm not sure,
the
but
fuck cares?
right now this is more priority than closing that fucking door in front of me.
Yeah.
So and it was just like, if I would have waited a split second more, like, oh my god, it would have been
the
a
kind where like it's the
disaster.
kind where you have to time it properly so it arcs right in as you're kind of sitting
Yes,
down. you
that's
know?
exactly what happened. Yeah,
I made it.
and I was so worried about like, if I shit my pants, how do I leave this Macy's? Do I
They
steal
sell
a pair of
pants?
pants?
Yeah, they sell them.
You sell pants. You go out there and just put it. Like, I'm gonna try.
Because
these
I would
pants
have just
on
like
and then walk
left
out.
everything in there.
It's
you know?
starting new. You got to move out now.
Yeah.
Robin, buy pants and bring them to me.
Yeah.
Any kind. I don't care.
I heard you ran into Gia's sister.
Oh yeah,
At a
yeah.
restaurant.
I felt really bad because I forgot her name.
Yeah.
Because there's just a lot of
There's a lot of people.
Abigail.
Jenna.
No, Jenna.
Yeah, that's close.
Yeah, me, Robin, Yusuf, and Becky went to. I forgot what it's called.
Starbelly.
Starbelly. Yeah,
that's a good
restaurant.
restaurant.
in
There's
the
a lot
Castro.
of good food there. Yeah,
What
yeah.
is it? Some kind of food?
It's Italian, isn't it?
No, it's called like it's just like Americana sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like they have burgers, they have all these cool appetizers. But we went there because after that, we were meeting up with some more Ubisoft people to watch Jason Mantzoukas and Nick Kroll. And I forgot the other guy, Seth something, who's on a lot of things. He's on like
Green.
Children's Hospital.
McFarlane.
No.
Myers.
Myers.
You'll if you see him, you'll be like, oh, that guy. But he's kind of like always a secondary character in a lot of comedies. And yeah, we watched their sort of stand up, which was kind of like the content was funny, but the sound at the Castro was abysmal.
That's the worst.
Where they go up there and they have these fucking microphones. And they're like,
Madonna mic.
the first guy who went up there was really funny. He was an opener, and his whole bit was conversations on Facebook and how like, oh, this company supports same-sex marriage, like fuck this company. And then this guy creates like HR accounts for this company, and it'll be like, Buffalo Wild Wings saying like, we don't care, Henry, like shit like that. And it's like, it was a really funny bit, but you could barely hear him. I was like, I hope this doesn't happen for the rest of the show. And sure enough, all of them come out like, hey, what's going on? Do y'all hear us well? And everybody's like, no, like we cannot hear you.
Damn.
And the whole time, like Nick Kroll keeps like adjusting his mic, and it like becomes a bit where Jason Mantzoukas is like crying a laughter. He's like, I could watch you adjust your mic for an hour and a half all day. Like if that were the whole show, I would love that. It was just a fucking nightmare. It was really, really bad.
Chris D'Elia, the Comedians of the World special did that on Netflix. Did you watch it yet? It starts off, he comes out and he has a mic and he's got, hey, what's up? And he like starts talking into
And
it.
it's not
the
on.
mic's not on. And then eventually it turns on and he goes, hey, the sound guy, he had one job, literally to be a stand-up comedian. I walk out here, I need a mic. That's all I need.
That's all I need.
I just need a fucking mic and it didn't work. Great. This is a great start. And, like, it was so funny how he just like,
Fucking, I tell you what though, anyone who's ever thrown a live event in a venue like that, you just want to fucking.
I would have
yell
been
at the sound
so
guys.
frustrated
You
because
want to
like
yell at the sound. I mean, you never know. With Chris, you never know. It's possible that he just told him to do that so he can
Yeah.
get the guy shit.
But
Like,
with
if
these-
people do that, like I know comics all the time that'll be like there's a friend of mine that has a comic. Like if someone's playing music, he has a specific song that's like super racist that they play, and then he goes up there and is like, "Wow, you played that one song about me," and it's just part of his shtick. He's like, "Nah, I'm just kidding. I fucking told him to play that."
I think I've seen that one.
Yeah, you probably have. He's really, really funny. So you never know. But yeah, I mean, I actually I did want to talk about the Shit Arcade because they did Shit Arcade
Oh, yeah.
the other day. Really, really fun. And
You weren't on the arcade part of it though, right?
no,
You opened? Is that
I
right?
haven't quite graduated to the point where Drucker wants me to be on the show yet. I just get to open the show and then heckle him from the wings of the show.
Nice.
Sounds like the ideal place for you to be. Though.
It was really fun. I just kept running and getting him drinks, and I would just hand him drinks, and he was like, "I don't want it anymore."
Classic
I'm like,
Nick
just
Vick.
drink it and don't fucking ask any questions. Just drink it. And Drucker is a very paranoid human being. So like he can't tell if I'm joking with him or not, if I'm trying to roofie him and like embarrass him.
Yeah.
So he begrudgingly drinks it because he's just prone to bullies.
Sure,
you
of
know.
course.
But also
He worked with us for a long
Yeah,
time.
he did. So he's probably like, I'm gonna do whatever Nick says because I'm prone to
He's
bullies.
used to you.
But I also have a distrust of anyone that's Nick. But it was really fun because Paul Scheer was actually on the show, and I asked Mike afterward. I was like, "How did you get? Like, how do you know
so
fucking
awesome.
Paul Scheer? Because he was fucking hilarious." And actually, a lot of my friends ended up coming. Not you guys, because you guys don't like.
I was watching another special.
I was in
Andy
Mexico.
was just doing something else.
You're
or
always there to
whatever.
support me for my thing, so it's cool. I
I
understand.
mean, I went to the Deadly Class thing. Thanks for the invite.
What?
Thanks for the
Don't
invite.
turn this around.
Thanks for the invite.
I went to the thing. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, man. No, but I asked Drucker, I was like, how the fuck did you get Paul Scheer? How do you know Paul Scheer? Because I thought maybe they just gave
He's
together
gotta know
or
everybody.
something. He doesn't. They actually, SF Sketchfest, because this was part of Sketchfest, reached out to him and said, do you want anyone that's on the lineups? And I didn't know Sketchfest did this. Fucking really cool that they actually organized this. And he was like, I'll take anyone. Like, I'll put anyone on the show that wants to be a part of it. And they go, what about Paul Scheer? Like, he kind of likes games and he'd be good. And Drucker's like, can I get fucking Paul Scheer? Yeah, I'll get fucking Paul Scheer.
That's great.
And yeah, he just was there.
That's rad. That's
That was
awesome.
cool.
Paul
Yeah.
Scheer is fucking amazing.
He's funny as
He's
fuck.
great.
God,
I love
I
Paul
love the
Scheer.
80s stuff. Like he was so good in that, but like I keep talking about it, the show Burning Love that is a 4-season parody of The Bachelor is probably one of the most brilliant. It's like American Vandal, but a Bachelor.
Yeah.
It's too good. Doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's
and his
what was-
wife's funny as shit too.
Who's his wife?
Don't know her name.
I'm gonna look it up.
But she's
Amelia Earhart.
so fucking funny.
I mean, what was really cool,
and I married her.
what's really cool is like I started to know all these comedians through like watching The League.
Sure.
And so like Jason Mantzoukas and Nick Kroll are there, and then Paul Scheer was on your show. Like that's just so fucking cool. I love that whole little troupe of comedians.
Oh, it's he's married to June Diane Raphael, I guess is her
Yes.
name. She's from Gracie and Frank.
Oh.
She plays with the eldest daughter.
Okay.
She's funny as fuck. She's really funny.
Yeah, she's the Bachelorette.
The League's a great
Parody.
show, man. Because I know Jason Mantzoukas also comes out in. Oh God, what other show is he in? What other shows Jason Mantzoukas?
Well,
in?
first off, he was in a movie called The House. Thanks for asking, Andy. Which was the
Oh,
movie
that
I used
guy.
To, remember we were sitting next to each other, and you're like, "Why are you laughing so hard on the plane?" And I was like, "This is the funniest movie I've ever seen in my life." You're like, "Nick, stop laughing."
He's great. He's great in it.
He's fucking
I
hilarious.
forgot
in
what
that.
show he was in, sort of after The League, but in The League, that's where he is.
I want to say he was in
Him,
Transparent.
That's
He
where.
was.
Yeah.
That's where he's like the most him in The League. So much so that The League does it's about a fantasy group of people playing
they're
fantasy
just
football.
better at everything though, right?
But there are like side episodes where it's him and Seth Rogen, because Seth Rogen's in like maybe 5 episodes
this
of The League,
guy.
and he's a porn director named something Randy, and so they just have like, yes, you're used to The League of like this group of people playing fantasy football and being funny and stuff, but sometimes Jason Mantzoukas and Seth Rogen have like their side stories where they just like have to smuggle drugs out of Mexico or like just weird shit like that. It's like, is this The League? Like, it's really weird, but it's fucking hilarious. Like, I forgot what he was in before or after The League that we kind of knew him more as, I guess he was in American Dad.
So
Workaholics.
there's The League. Then there was some other show that might not be another show. It might be The League. But
Justice League Unlimited.
it was about like
Young
a
Justice.
college football team,
That's Blue Mountain State.
Blue Mountain State.
And that fucking show. I will stand by the fact that season 1 of that show is the funniest season of any television ever made.
I've only seen random episodes here
It's
and there
so
at
raunchy.
friends' houses. It's so raunchy and I remember it being the fucking funniest shit.
Fucking funny.
Never
and
mind,
it
he
got,
was only one
everything I
episode.
love gets canceled. And a lot of people say, Nick, it's because you have terrible taste. I don't think so. I think it's because it's all ahead of its time.
Yeah,
You're ahead of your
Greg the
time.
Bunny.
That's what I've been saying for a
A
long
lot of
time.
people say that.
Greg the Money.
Yeah. Clone High, man. I didn't
Fuck
realize
yeah,
that
Clone
it
High.
was done
Clone
by the same people that did Spider-Verse.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
And I noticed this on my second and then third viewing of Spider-Verse. But when they're in Times Square and you see all the posters for the weird movies, like, there's that like,
fake
Seth
Seth
Rogen,
Rogen,
like
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
One of the other ones is Clone College.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
Was it the same producers or the same writer or what?
Same director. Well,
I thought that was
the movie gets
Getty,
weird because it was like
that
it
wasn't Getty, that
a
was
weird group, but it's Miller and Lord.
No
Those
shit.
guys.
They did Clone
Wow,
High?
I didn't know that.
I know that
Yeah,
they were that
shit.
old.
But like
I thought they were
21
young.
Jump Street and that, it's like, yeah, I get it.
Way back in the 1980s.
Man,
Yeah,
I was
there you
so
go.
bummed when that got pulled.
It was great.
I totally
And it
understood
got,
why.
Did you ever finish it? Because it got pulled early, so we never knew how it ended in America. But Canada ran the whole thing, and
No.
eventually it got online. You can
I gotta
watch
go back and look at it.
It's not a. It's a very sad ending for a show that got canceled.
Is it?
They freeze all the clones again,
Oh, that sucks.
but they're like frozen, but it's still like sentient. It's like Jesus.
That's dark.
Yeah.
That's real dark.
If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Kind of Funny podcast each and every week. 4 best friends gather on this table, each bringing a topic about whatever's going on in their life, and they just fucking talk, and you like it. If you like it, go to patreon.com/kindoffunny, where you can ask us questions on the bronze tier. We'll jump into some more of those on the post show here and save them for next week as well. You can get it early on the silver tier as well, ad-free, as an MP3, pre and post shows, as a video. It's all there in one beautiful package. If you don't want to spend any money though during January, I want the fundraising where if you enjoy us, we're raising money for the future of Kind of Funny, and we really appreciate every dollar you could possibly give us. No big deal. You can get it each and every Friday, youtube.com/kindoffunny, and podcast services around the globe. Until next time, we're going to do the post show. It's been our pleasure to serve
I got a
you.
big question for the post show.
What is the big
So
question
it's,
before you cut it?
We'll have to, no,
Well, no, that's the tease. Give them the question.
The tease is there's a big question.
Is it going to be a good question or going to be a bullshit question?
It's to be completely honest with you, it's an
Decent.
all right question because I don't know if you guys know the answer or not.
Is
Dirty
it
Randy.
how much more beer does Cool Greg have?
No, it's not.
Cool Greg! Welcome to the post show, everybody!
While Clone High was going on, it was like the same era, right? Because Clone High 2000.
There was a cartoon called 3 South.
You want to say?
Daria
No.
time-ish, kind
It was on MTV.
Clone High?
Yeah.
Google
MTV.
3 South. Do you remember 3 South?
There was
idea what you're
another
talking
high thing called Volcano High.
No.
Do you guys not remember Volcano High?
No idea what that is.
This is one of those things I might be making this up, but I remember Volcano High. It was either a miniseries or a movie that took some Asian movie and then took all the rappers of that time. Yes,
Yeah.
it is fucking real. Where
Volcano
martial arts and
High,
hip hop collide.
where martial arts and hip hop collide.
And there was some
Wait, why is
weird,
Tracy Morgan there?
There was some weird shit going on. And Andre 3000, man, yeah, it was crazy. They did the voiceovers of the. It
Oh
was
my
kind of like
God.
Power Rangers, but it was them doing the VO of, and they just made up their own random ass story for the movie.
Why don't
and
we do that? That's a
Then they were,
brilliant
they were
idea.
in it randomly.
It's illegal. We have to buy the rights of the
Yes,
movie
I know,
first.
Kevin. Why don't we buy the rights? I wasn't saying do it legally.
I say do illegal.
Wow, I'm so happy this is real.
Same time as Clone High.
Clone High is better. Yeah.
Can you plug your mic in deeper? You moved it around.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, all right.
There was another show around Clone High around that era.
91%
Daria.
this movie.
No.
Is this the big question?
Yeah.
Do we remember Volcano High?
Huh?
Just making sure I understood. Thanks.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't promise.
Was the
that.
question was it real?
The question was, do you remember it?
Am I
The
crazy?
follow-up question is, was it real?
It got yanked. Clone High got yanked because of the Gandhi stuff, right?
I forget what the reason was why they pulled it mid-season, but yeah, probably has
I
something
think it
to
was
do
the
with that.
Gandhi
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
people were like, he really can't make fun. I go,
What's up? What's up?
Can you look it up? Clone High?
Clone High, why it got yanked?
Yeah, I
Just
want
Clone High
Way,
Wikipedia. I'm
way
sure it'll
back in the
explain.
God, that was so
Wait,
good.
what was
My
the
best part
Gandhi
is like,
stuff?
let's go back and swim in my pool.
He was a character on the show.
He played Gandhi. Gandhi was a character.
What's
They
wrong with
cloned
that?
Gandhi,
Well, I mean, he did
He was very,
non-Gandhi
like-
things.
and he was nerdy.
Stifler, but like a
If
nerd.
you look into Gandhi, Gandhi does a lot of not Gandhi things.
I'm not going to look into Gandhi, though. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
then
not gonna
don't.
do it. Wow, it is Chris Miller and Phil Lord. Holy shit!
Wait, sorry. We're trying to see why it got pulled.
Yeah, reception probably.
Initial
Controversy
review.
and cancellation.
In an article in Maxim magazine.
Sorry, I was trying
it's
to
okay.
make it bigger.
I know. An article in Maxim magazine depicting Mahatma Gandhi being beaten up by a muscular man sparked outrage in India. Clone High was caught in crossfire when citizens in the country conducted internet searches on the Maximum article, but also found out about the show's Gandhi character on the MTV website. This sparked outrage in India over the show's depiction of Gandhi. On January 30th, 2003, the 55th anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi's assassination, approximately 150 protesters, including members of parliament, gathered in New Delhi and vowed to fast in response to Clone High. Tom Freston, the head of Viacom, owner of MTV, was visiting the network's India branch and was trapped in the building, according to Miller. In 2014, he recalled that protesters basically threatened that they'd revoke MTV's broadcasting license in India if they didn't take the show off the air. MTV quickly offered an apology, stating that Clone High was created and intended for an American audience, and we recognize and respect that various cultures may view this programming difficulty, and we regret any offense taken by the content of the show. Miller would later recall that executives at MTV enjoyed the show, and asked the duo to pitch a second season without Gandhi.
I read ahead, and things are about to get real good, ladies and gentlemen.
Lord and Miller's 2 potential versions of a second season included one that made no mention of Gandhi's absence, and another that revealed the character was, in fact, a clone of actor Gary Coleman all along, and the show continued as normal. We pitched that and went up the top of Viacom again, and it got a big no.
What the fuck?
That's hella funny.
Hilarious.
Oh my
yeah, in the
God.
bottom you can see in the 2018 film Spider-Verse, there's a movie poster featuring Abe and JFK.
I was thinking of the cartoon. I was thinking of was Undergrads, which is around the same time as. Do you remember Undergrads? It was around the same time as Clone High. It looked like this, and it wasn't very good. And I understand why it got canceled.
Nick,
Yes.
Jacob Meyer on patreon.com/kindafunny wants to know if you could design your own car or house or skyscraper or city or government, take your pick, how would you do it?
That's a broad, sweeping question. If I could design my own government, I would install me as the leader of that.
Of course,
government.
as you have to.
I would make sure there's no term limits, and I would reign supreme. I think
Okay,
they would call me
Dictator,
the-
yeah.
Dictator. King?
No. We don't use the D word. Just you can call me El Presidente, Master
But it's
Commander.
D-I-C-K and then Tater.
Yeah, Dick. That's fine. Then. You can call me the Dictator. That's fine.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Ignacio Rojas says, guys, do you remember the end of Alf?
Yeah.
No.
I don't.
He's trying to run away or whatever, and he gets surrounded by government agents, and they have their guns drawn, and then it goes to credits, and that's the end.
Oh my god.
You're kidding
There
me.
it is, to be continued. Yeah, he's trying to run away. Oh, I guess they're not government agents. They're
Post
okay.
office
That's me
officials?
as a child, very much
I
like
think those are
remembering.
meant to be cops, right?
Are they meant to? They look like they're meant to be like post office
But wait,
Air
what?
Force guys.
They're Air
Why does
Force
it say to be
guys.
continued?
because they didn't think they were gone forever. It was we're gonna come back. We'll tie this up.
Oh, I
And
thought it was
instead,
like
no.
they knew they were ending and that's how they're getting. That's fucked up.
No.
One of my biggest criticisms of Bumblebee, way too much Alf. There's a surprising amount of Alf in Bumblebee.
Alf was huge.
Is he a
in the 80s.
character or is he on TV? Or?
on TV.
Nice.
Like the characters constantly.
He always
like,
wanted to eat cats. Remember?
like, let's go watch Alf. I think they bring up the cats. It's like there's way too
You
much
need
Alf.
to just
Alf was a movement.
really Alf needs to be like a garnish to the dish. It can't be the main ingredient.
well, I think Bumblebee was the main ingredient.
Yeah, I think that actually works. But it was too much garnish, and they forced him to eat it.
Okay, fair. That makes
Leon
sense.
Fuentes says Mission Hill. God, do you remember? This is how Mission Hill looked. I hated.
I do remember that style.
I hated its style, but
do
I
remember
loved.
that style.
I remember.
I
Mission
loved
Hill.
Oblongs, which starred Will
That was
Ferrell,
weird.
which is really weird that like Will Ferrell was like a leading character for a kind of like unknown cartoon at the time,
I don't remember any of these. I just remember Daria.
Yeah.
Is so funny.
right?
Very good. All 7 episodes.
They were so. They had that. It was great
House of
cartoons back
Cosby's,
in the
man.
day, man. Oh God, House of Cosby's is great.
That's
That's
Oblongs.
Harmon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was Justin Roiland. I don't. It was
Justin.
Harmon involved. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Oblongs. All that stuff, not for me.
Did you watch
They're a
Daria?
little too weird. No, that
Dude.
felt too adult for me.
Daria was one of those shows that I'm like, I don't know why I like this show, but I like it so much.
I always
Smart.
love the art style.
Yeah.
That was really cool at the time.
La. Daria,
Dictation, motherfucker.
the dictator.
Anybody watch Summer Heights High?
No, man, what are these fucking shows?
It was a good.
I just watched Beavis and Butthead, and I
It was
was
an
like,
early
I don't like
2000s
this, but I
HBO
watched it all the
show
time.
starring a guy named Chris Lilly. It's an Australian show where the main guy, it's a mockumentary, and the main guy plays 3 different characters in this school called Summer Heights High, this high school. And he plays a very flamboyant drama teacher. He plays a Tongan
Excuse me?
asshole kid who's like a bully in school, and everybody hates him, but he's just such
What
a...
did you just say? He plays a what?
He's from Tonga. He's Tongan.
I heard tongue in
Yeah, that's what I
asshole.
thought. Yeah,
Oh,
I thought
no.
tongue and
Jesus.
asshole. I was like, cool.
And then he plays a very, very popular hot girl who's an exchange student from a private school. And he's brilliant, and all the actors are great because it's all mockumentary style, but you're watching these actors like, wow, these are like really convincing, to the point where a buddy of mine was really high while watching it and was like, are they in on the joke? Like, who's in on the joke? I was like, no, they're all actors. Like, what are you talking about?
Daily Arville said there was an Alf movie later, so maybe that.
Oh, whatever. Probably, but
Wrap
who the
it
fuck
up.
knows? Alf made for TV movie? That's like me referencing the made for TV Revenge of the Nerd movies. Not Revenge of the Nerds,
No.
but remember when they did the one where you had to go to 7-Eleven, get the 3D glasses for the segment of it that was going to be 3D?
No.
I mean, it's
I did that for
technically
Hey
it's
Arnold.
nerd canon. I get it, nerds canon, but I'm not going to sit there and like if you don't know that Betty is pregnant in the back of a fucking truck, I don't expect you to know that.
Lexi Hunter says Squiggle Vision was the days.
Yeah.
What is Squiggle Vision?
Squiggle Vision is like Dr.
Dr.
Katz and
Where
Home
the
Movies.
animation was just squiggly the entire time.
I hate that. Like Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Home Movies was great, dude. That was the start of like.
could not watch that shit.
Home Movies was the start of that one voice actor who is also in Family Guy, and he's the main guy in Bob's Burgers. Forgot his fucking name,
I know who you're talking
but
about.
he's got that voice. He's like the voice actor in every fucking cartoon.
He was in What Hot American Summer 2 as the can of vegetables. And
Greg
then-
Miller.
Yeah.
John Cena.
Yeah.
Have you seen him recently? Have you seen the whole
crazy
controversy
hair.
about him?
That he's starting to look more and more like Ernest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ernest?
Ernest Goes to Camp Ernest. Yeah.
Dad, can you bring up John Cena, Ernest?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's pretty funny.
Thanks, bud.
No worries.
Coach McGurk. That was his name.
Louis C.K. in it?
H. John Benjamin. There we go.
Oh, H. John Benjamin is Archer.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah, he
right.
plays Archer.
Yeah, but he sort of got his start on that Brendan
he
Small
is a
show. Brendan
great-
Small, who also created Metalocalypse.
Oh, I did not like Metalocalypse.
Me either.
but
That
I
one,
did.
Kevin, the one that's the top first result is the best one.
Yeah.
Wow, he really is.
Oh my
him.
God.
That's really tripping me out.
Here's my thing: is I don't care. I like it. Just now make him an Ernest movie with John Cena.
Or he's jacked out of his mind.
So, wait, what's the deal with Ernest?
What about him? He went to camp.
I feel like it's one of those things
went
that
to
I just
space.
like missed out on because like
Ernest?
by the time I was watching movies, he already had like 20 of them.
If I'm not mistaken, he was a stand-up.
Jim Varney.
Yeah,
Okay,
Jim Vardy.
so
and that
that's-
was one of his characters. And
Huh.
then
He
that
always
just
talked to
caught
Vern.
on.
Turned into a whole
He
damn
always
series.
talked to
Made
Vern.
a ton of
Talked
money
about
and a
his
ton of
friend
movies about Ernest Goes to Camp, Ernest
Yeah,
Goes to
because
Jail.
growing up, I always thought that there was like a cinematic universe going on.
Oh, there is?
Of Ernest and Mary-Kate and Ashley.
Oh,
Because
see,
they're
I always
always
thought
doing
it-
the same things.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was going
interesting.
shopping.
That's
So
funny.
I thought that there was like it's somehow related, but that was a dumb thing to think.
As I'm sure you remember, like my naming convention for my turtles was based on Ernest Goes to Camp because he had a turtle named Pokey, and at the end when all hell's breaking loose and all the turtles start attacking, it has that great thing of like, "I'm scared, Sarge. We're all scared, son." But it's all captions because they're turtles talking as they jump out of a plane. Fucking great.
Jesus Christ, that was good.
We gotta watch that. Ernest Saves Christmas.
Hell
When
yeah.
are we doing Ernest in review? That's the big question.
But that
go.
is a big question.
No, it's not.
Enigmatic
It really
says
isn't.
Metalocalypse was the shit. LOL. I couldn't get into
Couldn't
that,
get into
but
it.
I will say
But-
this. I will say this, with the one exception of Roxo the clown, is
When
the
kind
best
of
character
4 years ago, when
fucking
Kind of Funny
ever.
first started, literally for like months, it would just be Colin and Greg doing Colin and Greg live, me and Nick going to Starbucks, and about 3 walks to start, like 3 times on one walk, Nick would go, "You want some cocaine?"
Now I go like this.
I remember.
And then he would do the laugh.
It's the funniest fucking character ever. I don't know. They should have just done that character the entire time. Hello, Mr. Police Officer. Do you have any cocaine? Oh no.
The crazy thing was like all the music was Brendan Small, the creator of that fucking show. Like he shreds like crazy.
I just didn't like the characters. Like I didn't like the dumb accents they were doing. I was like, you're not doing a very good Russian accent. But whatever.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's been your post show for the Kind of Funny podcast. Thank you for your time, your love, your support, your respect, your money on patreon.com/kindoffunny. We couldn't do this without you. You know
rhyme.
all the things. That's what I was thinking. That's what's going for, you know? Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.